Disclaimer. Welcome to Two Cops, One Donut podcast. The views and opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Two Cops, One Donut, its hosts, or affiliates. The podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. We do not endorse any guests' opinions or actions discussed during the show. Any content provided by guests is of their own volition, and listeners are encouraged to form their own opinions. Furthermore, some content is graphic and has harsh language. Viewer discretion advised and is intended for mature audiences. Two Cops, One Donut and its host do not accept any liability for statements or actions taken by guests. Thank you for listening. Man, you can't help but dancing every time I feel that guitar come into play. I love it. What's funny is no one ever gets to see me dancing, but now they can. If you guys are just joining on, we are on Discord as well. We have, we're just messing around trying to figure out what our cameras are capable of while we're live streaming on Restream, which is what we're using right now. But we're also on our Discord if you go into our lobby channel. So we are offering for those that you kind of get rewarded if you go to our Discord channel and you get different content that we don't put out anywhere else. It's kind of what we're doing. But how you doing tonight, Banning?
Doing good, brother. And also that Discord is probably a little bit less of a filter as well. Not being that we're filtered, but I guess more open at times, depending.
Yeah, we might be able to type and say some cool stuff on Discord that we can't normally say. We're going to have Deadleg popping in. I think Alan has some family stuff tonight. We didn't hear anything from Trey or Matt. I think they both were busy. Just the way it goes. So I'm just going to go over to the chat real quick. We got Wade Lucero in the house. What's up, brother? Appreciate you being on. Craig Holcomb, David Evanston in the house. Country Girl is over here. Nice. I think I saw her say earlier, where's everybody at? They're in the Discord. Yep. I'm telling you guys, the Discord is where it's at. If you are not a part of it, please jump on there. Harrison Brock's on. Tonight, guys, we are really pushing. I know you guys love to help us out. I know you love to donate. We appreciate it. But we're trying to take away from YouTube. We're trying not to let them take all your hard-earned money that you're trying to give toward the show.
Don't get us wrong. We love the platform that YouTube allows us to use, but we feel that if people are going to use their hard-earned money on something, it may go better to go more towards the cause as opposed to different corporations.
So we have a buy me a coffee link. So I'm going to post that dumb thing. I am not asking for you guys to send me money. I am saying if you choose to, if that's something you're into and you want to help out the show, we really appreciate it. You can do that at this spot rather than doing it through YouTube. It's quicker, faster, easier. But it's in chat if that's what you guys want to do. But we will give shout out to the people we are trying to get to pay us, such as Peregrine, Retro Rifle, which, Banning, where's your Retro Rifle shirt tonight?
It's at the cleaners.
He said it's at the cleaners. Mike Cucumber in the house. What'd you say?
I just ordered a couple more.
Oh, okay. Nice. Mike Cucumber in the house. Thank you. I saw him say something in the chat before we got started. He said something like, I'm in a bad mood tonight, so I'm curious what he's going to say. Giles, my cousin, jumping on, saying Ripple.
and somebody also asked you if you upgraded the YouTube. That was one of the questions in here.
Oh, I did upgrade the YouTube. We should have no shenanigans tonight. So my cousin, when I was in third grade, I don't know why, maybe it was fourth grade, I thought I really knew what the world was about, and I decided to rename or give a new name. I was trying to create slang for a fart, and I was so excited to tell my cousin that I think the new fart word should be ripple. So every time you fart, you say ripple. Oh, I rippled. I don't know why. I thought it was so funny. And you know what? It's still funny to me.
Well, it can definitely create a ripple effect.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Mr. Billfold in the house. What's up, Mr. B? And Perry Lemley in there.
Whoever's not on the Discord, it's free to get on it. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on your computer. I'm looking at Erik's, on my phone. I'm in the Discord as well, so you can see how ugly my office setup is right now with the big old green screen in the background. Erik's freaking camera, man. Your camera is spot on, brother. It looks really good. It's a second view, I believe you just put the link out there for everybody to see. Just click on that. You're not going to get any weird stuff going on. It's a safe link to go to. And please join us on Discord.
Yep. Jump on the Discord, y'all. It's bumping.
Once you get in there, if you're as tech deficient as I am and you get signed up and do all the stuff, look for lobby voice chat. Get in there and click on it. And you can go in and see what everybody else is saying right now.
Mr. Billfold. I call farming flirting. That makes sense. Oh, shit. So immature. Yeah. That's why I say, oh, my God, everybody's jumping on the Discord channel. I can hear it ding, ding in my head.
Oh, it's coming through.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm glad it's coming through. Now you guys get to see a new angle. Welcome. We're messing around. We're having fun with it. Trying to give you guys some behind the scenes footage. That's all. Now you guys got kind of and we were on here prepping for the show. So you guys could have seen and heard everything we were talking about building up to the start of the live. So that's one of the things I'm going to start offering. If we can get Banning to get his shit together over there, he's trying to get his camera. You can see he's got his second camera angle going. So that's one of the things we're trying to do. Country girl goes, ooh, we can see Erik's profile. A little bit of it. More importantly, you can see that Boba Fett helmet down there looking awesome and ominous. So fun. Topics. Okay, topics. We were trying to get a special guest tonight. We're trying to get I think he goes by TC. It's the guy that Matt Thornton, he was on his podcast not too long ago. My brain just cannot think of the name of that podcast. All of a sudden, it was a really long name. But we were trying to get him on, and the timing didn't work out. We both had scheduling issues. So David said, couldn't hear you, Erik, over there. That's weird. Everybody else said they could hear me. You guys are seriously great. Thank you. You're welcome. So if it looks like you guys can hear me in Discord, I got a thumbs up from Tim earlier. Tim, can you guys still hear me over there? I'm waiting for Tim to give me a thumbs up on Discord. Can you guys hear me on Discord?
I can hear you. Yeah, they can hear you.
Yeah, I heard my mom. I heard my mom's voice right there. I can hear you. I know that Michigan accent anywhere. It cracks me up. Erik, did you like my timestamps on last week's video? I didn't. I'd have to go back and look, bro. Listen, y'all, here's the thing. I got yelled at by somebody today. Like, you didn't get back with me about my video. If you guys knew how much I get back with people, like my message, I got Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Discord. What else we got? Clapper, which that, don't get me wrong, that doesn't get me a whole lot of text. I don't get a whole lot of message on there. But there's a lot of freaking platforms that we got to keep paying attention to. So if I don't get back with you, if I don't see your stuff, like, I'm sorry, you just got lost in the sauce. There's a lot of people that are constantly. So I one of the things I always try to do is get back with the people that take the time to message, and I'm losing that battle quickly because we keep getting more and more people, which is a good problem to have. So Tim said I'm getting echoes, so you are muted on Discord, so I can hear. Oh, okay, because people are watching on YouTube as well. That makes sense. Okay, I get it. He said, ask your mom to be your assistant. It's going to be hard for her to be my assistant when she's up in Michigan and I'm down in Texas. So keep trying to get her to move down here and move in with her son. Well, she don't want to do it.
I can hear on Discord saying, and I would have to tell you what to do.
Right. Uh-oh. We got Tom Smith. Tom, jump on your computer, bud. Jump on. Come talk with us tonight.
Hey, Tom, text us if you want the link. I can send you the link, brother.
Yeah. Don't just lurk in the background, Tom.
I'm a one-man band. Your mom's saying she's a
one-man band. Yeah. A one-handed band. That's what she is. People said, please. Oh, Mr. Bill. See, that's why I like Mr. Billfold. He's our voice of reason out there, which is crazy to say sometimes. But he said, please have reasonable expectations. The video share channel is for us all to enjoy. Thank you. But all right, let's have some discussions. First and foremost, I'm going to go to our Instagram page, and we're going to go through these quickly rather than go through the long, drawn-out portions of our video. So we're going to show some of the videos that we've posted on Instagram and then discuss what some people's problems with these videos have been. So let me share my screen here. We're going to go to Instagram. Okay. Let me see, Banning, if we can make this any biggie sizer.
God, I'm glad you're operating this and not me.
I know. This is the problem.
Tom said he's out. Maybe next time.
Oh, of course he is. He's old. That's what happens when you get old.
I can see his eyes right now. Like, I got you.
You got to jump on. Let's talk shit back, Tom.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Let me play this. Tell me if you can hear it.
It's a big bad one. We're cleaning stuff out.
Take that out. You got to take that out.
Yeah, we will. I'm not going to get bullied around by power trip and cops. He's asking the supervisor what law we're breaking. He's trying to find one.
You're not allowed to be on the bridge. You're not allowed to put things down in the water.
Cuff me up. I'm cleaning up the community. What's your name and badge number?
I give you the card. Stay over there. Do not come over here.
There's not one sign that says no fishing. There's not one sign that says no parking. There's not one sign that says no angler fishing.
You are allowed to do this, but not on the bridge.
You can't do it on the bridge.
Sir, I'm not going to tell you again. I'm not lying. I said I have a business card. Here.
Give it to him. Thank you. You can't show me what law I'm breaking. So now he's threatening to take you to jail because he can't show me what law I'm breaking.
If you continue from the bridge, you will be arrested by that sanction.
What does the statute say? Like the day?
298.
So I'm going to pause it here. Oh, shit. I paused it right when it's the thing's popping up. If you can see in the background, one of the things I really want you guys to notice, there's a sidewalk. And it's on both sides of this bridge. Okay. So I'm gonna stop sharing this screen. Stop sharing. So one of the problems that I have with this, all right, obviously, is what these kids are doing is they're magnet fishing. And if you're not familiar with these guys, they're actually called like the Outdoor Channel or something like that. But you can find them. I'm trying to find their actual tag. I thought I put it on here. Dang, I'm not seeing it. I thought it would show somewhere. Profile. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure we give these guys credit. If I no, it's not on. Oh, magnet fishing _find. So that's their YouTube channel. It's at magnet fishing _find. And they're on Outdoors Weekly on YouTube. So with these kids, what they do is they go and they magnet fish from bridges, docks, whatever it is, and they're just getting crap out of the river. And then they figured out a way to monetize that because I like to watch that stuff. So I see them doing that all the time. Shout out to Steve Wallace. What's up, buddy? And what is really cool about what they do is they find criminal things every once in a while. They'll find a gun that's been used in a crime or whatever. But more importantly and more often is they are actually cleaning up the river. They don't get this crap and then throw it back because it's not interesting. They clean the rivers up, and I think that's awesome. So for me, seeing that and what they're doing, it drives me insane that this officer, this deputy, comes out and starts flexing on these kids, telling them they can't be out there, and then finds an obscure law that doesn't fit. And I didn't let it come up, but basically what that law was saying was that you can't obstruct the riverways, and that's not what they were doing. And then if you're going to bitch that they're fishing, they're not actually fishing. They're pulling junk out. They're not fishing for fish. They're not pulling fish out of the water. So what do you think, Banning?
No, I'm the same way, and I've seen a lot of those videos as well. I heard that two of them, and I need to go back. I got some emails last week. Two of those guys served. One was an aggravated assault with one of the firearms that was pulled out, and it was in East Texas. I got to find that video again. I'm talking back from the 80s. They were able to pull a firearm out. So personally, as a law enforcement officer, if I have bodies of water out there and they're not messing with if there's water activities going on or people fishing and stuff like that, and these guys are pulling stuff out, it's just like somebody walking on a beach with a metal detector, right? Yeah. So it's open to the public. You're out there doing it. Stop freaking jacking with it. If they call you out there, they know what they're doing. And if they think they have something of interest for you to look at, be a freaking cop. You took an oath, go out there and examine every single one that you got. That's what we get paid to do as cops. It may be something that may not, but if you don't know what it is, take it for evidence. Go in there and let somebody with something good between their ears take a look at it. You may help solve something. So just take it. And there's also been grenades. There's been firearms with ammo still inside of it. Obviously, we got to be careful with that kind of thing. But it's a lot better for these guys with the magnets to pick that up than some kid picking that up and friggin' shooting or hurting themselves on it.
Yeah, and you could tell like. I think he didn't expect these kids. I think he expected these kids to just move on because he told them to. And they're like, fuck that. Why would we move? This is what we do. We're being a community service. And I don't know that they went out and said it that way, but I don't agree with him. I don't agree with this cop doing this. This is one of those, when I make a reel, I tell him to do better. This is one that they need to do better because this is pure ego, pissed off police. You didn't listen to my authority, and this is what gives us a bad name.
Sure.
I mean, it would be like me trying to help somebody bleed out, or not help them bleed out, somebody who's bleeding out, and a nurse running up and go, I'm a nurse, I can help. I'm like, get back. Like, I would never do that.
I've had several medical professionals stop at my major accidents when I worked in a larger metropolitan area that were helpful. They had go bags with them. They had things to stop the bleed prior to ambulances arriving on scene. Yeah. That's amazing that people do that, and that officers get on kind of a power trip like, this is my scene. Well, unless you're the doctor, the medic, the fireman, everything else, make sure they're safe and allow them to come in. They can come in and do that if they have the training.
Right. And then Mike Cucumber asked, do you agree with those kids not complying to the lawful order? They did comply, but they protested. That I agree with. Now, the problem is we're not lawyers, and you're not lawyers. Even when you are lawyers, here's the problem. If the law enforcement official interprets the law a certain way and you disagree, you don't get to argue on the side of the road. That's just the way it is. That's why I tell you guys, make your protest known for the record, especially if they got a body cam or you're recording, and then you fight it in court. I think anytime that if you were going to draw a line in the sand, this is not the time to draw a line in the sand anyway. Go fight it in court. And I don't ever really agree with fighting it on the roadside. Personally, I don't want anybody to get hurt, and I don't want anything to be misinterpreted. That's why we have court. We are not designed to fight with our law enforcement officials on the side of the road. Some people don't like that answer. They're like, well, it's fighting our liberties. Yes, that's what court is for. Why we have it. It's because laws are so complicated that there's two people on both sides that are going to put up amazing arguments, even though you're going to sit back and go, that's idiotic. We already know that he's wrong.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. The defense attorney is going to create this amazing argument that makes sense, is logical, and is reasonable. So that's what they're there for. And when we try to do that on the roadside, it doesn't make sense.
Yep. And just FYI, I just sent Houston Gas the link just in case he has time to hop on as well for a little bit.
I don't want Houston on here. He's not welcome on my show anymore. I'm just kidding. I love you, buddy. Patrick True Love said, I watched one where they found a grenade, small bomb type thing. Lady cop said that they couldn't call the bomb squad because they had too much to do. Oh my God, that would be ridiculous. The one that I saw that y'all sent me, somebody else sent me this, probably because I posted this one, right, is they find a car. That's what they do. They find missing people and they go find vehicles underwater. They have like a whole dive team that they do. And they end up finding a missing kid, a teenager that his vehicle was in the water. Yep. And when this cop arrives on scene, it is like you just put him out. Like, you did everything wrong. You shouldn't be, like, he was doing everything in his power to get out of doing this job, to get out of doing anything for this family, and did it in front of the family, which really pissed me off. And he's like, well, you don't even know it's the right car. And he's like, sir, I already got the plate. I already matched it. And he's like, well, you don't know that he's in there. We're not going to say that he's in there. And he's like, the windows are rolled up. Like, he didn't get out. He's trying to tell him. It was unbelievable. It was very, very callous and very, very obvious to me as a cop that he was just he was pissed off. He had to work. So yeah, it was dumb. Show me the audits said never resist arrest. That will not win. Agree. I'm telling you guys, the guys that do the best are the ones that kill with kindness. The Bugs Bunny approach. Kiss Elmer Fudd on the lips. Don't kiss a cop on the lips. I'm just saying that's the approach. That works so much better. And I have seen judges just look over at the cop and just look at him with disdain because the person was so polite and the cop was a dick the whole time. So it's just my experience.
Yeah, that's one thing cops do. They don't get paid to be assholes out there. Now there's a time and a place to raise a voice in a priority one situation. Obviously, there's also a time to switch to a different demeanor. But there's times for that.
Mm-hmm.
When you're dealing with people, especially starting off, you've got to bring your best foot forward. I don't care how bad your day's been as a cop. You knew this before getting in.
Yeah.
We get it. We've done it. Yeah. Erik still does it. We get it. You may have left the worst scene of your life, but now it's a reset. And you're on a new one. You're going to bring that best foot forward. That's, you're representing the entire city.
I'm laughing at show me the audits. He says, I might try that. A little kiss. Stupid. So, unless you're kissing Alan, there you go. No, poor buddy's not with us tonight. Shit, you got me off my brain. I was gonna say something on this. Fight in court. Don't fight at the side of the road. Now, so let me put this out there. There is Supreme Court rulings that if your rights are being violated, and people like to bring this up all the time, that you can resist that when your rights are being violated. The problem is you got to know 100%. And if you're wrong, oh shit, you're in a lot of trouble now. So there's that. So is that worth the risk to you? I would say I don't ever think that's worth the risk. Go to court. Do it the civil way, do it the safe way. That's the way I look at it. But there are times like no knock warrants. There have been people that have been found innocent of shooting at the police or shooting a cop because they did a no knock warrant. They bust through the door. They think their house is being fucking robbed and they just shoot. So you got to be careful. That is the time that stuff like that you'll be defended. I think they just had one in Houston where that was actually the case. This is the problem with law enforcement. Like the courts are legitimate. I've seen too many instances of malicious prosecution, innocent people being found guilty. Do not fight in court. So basically your argument is that it's more beneficial to fight the cops out in public and then not risk the courts. I think the latter is still, even if your courts are bad, you're still going to have it better than trying to fight with police out in the public.
My whole thing is I believe the DAs and the judges need to be held accountable to the same friggin' standard as any other first responder out there.
For some reason, the public really likes to hold accountability on police, transparency and accountability with police, which is great. And I think you guys have made policing hit great strides. However, I don't see the same outcry for the places that put you in jail. And you don't get to see what they're discussing behind the scenes. You don't get to see how they're dismissing cases. You don't get to see how they're using their discretion without giving any justification to anybody. Imagine if I showed up to a robbery and I'm just like, nah, I don't feel like there's enough here. I'm just going to use my discretion. I'm not going to do a report. You guys are good. Imagine that. That's how some cases are held by courts. They're just like, the DA's like, nah, there's not enough here. I'm going to dismiss this one. And they'll tell you, if you get more evidence, then we'll look at it again. And you're like, bro, it's fucking slam dunk case. What are you talking about? Unreal. Fighting needs to be defined. Verbally, yes. Physically, no. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Verbally, like I said, make your protest known. You can talk as much shit as you want. Fuck you, cops. I'm not going with you. You can't tell me what to do as you put your hands behind your back and let them arrest you. Like that can work that way. Michael Riley said, as several others have said, if fighting in court is tough because I now have to pay a bunch of money in court fees and take off work just to prove my point versus a cop that is paid to do it. Yeah, you're not wrong. That is a shitty position. And I feel for you when you have to do that. But it's no different for me if I have to go to court. Yep. I still got it. I don't mean as for me as a cop. I mean, like if I go out and get a speeding ticket somewhere or whatever, which has happened. So I still got to go to court.
Mr. Billfold said, Eric always has the oversimplification down to an art.
Yeah. It's not an oversimplification. It's simply truth. Yeah. There's a lot of factors behind you having to go to court. No one's denying that. But again, paying a little money or paying a lot of money, however you choose to do it, versus fighting with a cop. Where do you think you're going to get if you fight on the side of the road? More than likely, you're going to get hemmed up, possibly hurt. That's worth it to you versus going to court and spending money? Think about that same argument when a cop has to chase somebody that stole something. You guys like, it's just property. They should let it go. So I'm going to turn that same argument back at y'all. It's just money. Let it go. Don't get hurt. Don't let anybody else get hurt. See how that works? Look at what happened with the Long Island audit case, still being maliciously prosecuted. I look at that the same way as when you fought the Redcoats. We didn't go to the courts to settle it. Yeah, well, the problem is we don't have that same issue. And if we're going to talk about oversimplifications, that's what we're trying to do right here. We don't have the Redcoats. That's not what we're talking about. There's not mass a ruler, a king just enslaving the people and taking your well, they are taking your money through taxes. So, but it's not the same. It's like the overuse of people saying Nazis drives me up the wall. Anyway, let's get to the next video here. Boom. Let's share the screen. Share screen. Instagram. Share. We can't Biggie size. I apologize. We're unmuted and okay, let's watch this one.
Oh, shit. I don't know if my camera got that. Hello. Yep. Good, thanks. How are you?
So he's telling the car to pull over this way. Pull over this way. You shit. I said pull over this way. And it takes off.
Did you see how whatever kind of car that was? I'm usually good at, and I watched this once when you posted it.
Yeah.
That dude hammers down like he just robbed a bank after that happened.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying right or wrong on the officer. I've been frustrated directing traffic, and I'd never stood behind a tree and jokingly and did speed like that and flag people over. I mean, hell, I probably would have went around too. Not like that, but you understand what I'm saying. Did we figure out what that was? Was that a flashlight? Was it a laser?
I believe it was his radar gun.
Okay.
Like every part of me believes that was his radar gun. And then somebody told me that in other countries, they think this is another country, just from the green and blue checkered on the bike and all that. And then the guy talking also had an accent.
Sure.
I'm not sure where it's at because I see palm trees.
Right.
So it's not England.
Well, I'm just thinking, I always had to purchase my own flashlight. I've never been to a department that purchased one for me. And you're looking at $200 for a really good patrol flashlight, and you're looking at $3,000 if it's a radar, up to, and you can even get up to $7,000 if it's a laser for speed. So you're looking at a lot of money, either from the officer doing it himself. Either way, he shouldn't be throwing an object at a car, or the taxpayer funded traffic control device, if you will, for speed measurement, doing that. Was it damaged? I think we need some anger management. You're a solo guy out on that street. You're giving a direction. You got a bike over there, goes a lot faster than that car. If you feel the need to go after somebody, get off your ass and go after them. Yeah.
For me, and as people may think this is harsh, but this one, I would fire him. I don't. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't think there's ever. I try to avoid always and never. I'm not going to say there's never a reason to do what he did. However, if I'm going to deduce things and use my reasonableness here, you weren't chasing anybody because you didn't bother to get on your bike. You weren't on your bike to begin with. You were walking out in the middle of a 2 or 3 lane road. I can't tell what that is. And you're trying to conduct traffic on foot with no other vehicles to help protect you. No marked unit, no lights, no nothing. You're not after anybody serious. That's how I look at that. You're not after anybody serious. So this car didn't listen to you. So we got some pissed off police, some ego, and you got mad and chucked you. If that little thing pissed you off, what other stuff pisses you off? What happens if something big happens around you? You happen to catch a peeping Tom or something serious. Like, how are you going to act when the cameras aren't around?
How long has he been on? What does his file look at? What are the complaints are?
Right.
If they're there, why is he still doing the same job? That's what I look at.
Yeah, I definitely want to look at his record and stuff like that. But to me, I just can't have a loose cannon on my department. There's no way. That is nuts. And you threw city equipment. You don't even own it.
Right.
I'm guessing. It's probably a radar gun. That's what it looked like.
I was directing traffic on a large highway called 820 in North Texas. We had a construction zone going, and then we had a fatality accident. This was years ago, and I'm directing traffic. And they always teach you, at least great FTOs will teach you, you never turn your back to the traffic you're directing. So I screwed up. I turned my back for a moment to get repositioned because a whole bunch of cones were knocked over. So I ran and I was picking up cones, and a Ford a Ram 3500 with the big, I call them monkey ears. Their mirrors are, it's the standard mirrors, but you roll them out for if they're pulling a trailer, was coming along. And the driver had a lot of distraction, a lot of flashing lights, cones. People were down to about 25 miles an hour, maybe to 10 when they were passing me. And that mirror hit me in the back. And at 10 to 15 miles an hour, I don't care how big and bad you think you are. And I was wearing a just a threat level 3 vest for patrol. It damn near knocked the wind completely out of me. So I learned a lesson real quick. I'd probably been a cop for 2-3 years, thought I knew everything, young man syndrome, turned my back for a minute and that mirror got me. And boy, was I mad at the driver? Sure, for a second, but I damn sure didn't grab my flashlight and throw it along the side of his truck. He stopped. He had a lot of things going on. And I was the dumbass that put myself out in the traffic lane. Thank God it wasn't worse than what it was.
Yeah, I wanted to read Show Me the Audits. He said, okay, guys, I have a question for you. If you were an officer and you were given a court order to remove someone from a house, if you get there and know that it is their home for years, would you execute? If I knew it was their home, well, I guess it depends. What am I removing this person for? Like, if it's their home, why would I remove somebody that it's their home? There's a reason behind it, so I want to know what the reason behind it is. That's kind of a vague question, sir. Is this guy wanted for something? You're muted there, Ben.
Boy, I'm smart. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. Okay. So just reading that over again, I'm not sure what Show Me the Audits is talking about. Are we talking about an eviction?
Yeah.
Are we talking about a protective order because of safety to a family member? There's different roads this can travel down. And reason I say eviction is sometimes larger agencies will have specialized units from either marshals or detectives, depending on the size, that are going to go ahead and do what's called a civil standby to execute a civil order to remove somebody from a home. So I'm not really sure which one he's talking about, and I would love to go into the details, at least my experience on each one of those. So if he could just better eviction notice is what Perry Limley said. And good.
I was gonna say I never had to deal with that. I'm city cop. That's a deputy sheriff thing. I've never had to deal with that. I've never thrown anybody out of their home. So,
and and everybody welcome Houston Gas. Those of you got to see Houston 2-3 weeks ago, came in here and told us his story of heroicism and survival and many surgeries and getting shot in the face. And my joke is that Houston eats shotguns for breakfast, and that's what he tells his rookies. So Houston, thank you for coming on last minute, brother. We appreciate it.
Hey man, thanks for having me back.
Not a problem, brother. You sound like you're talking super far away from your mic. Tap your mic for me. Let me see if you're coming through that mic. Yep. There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Right. Perfect.
This guy thinks he can just talk 20 miles away and his mic's going to pick him up. Fucking dude. Show Me the Audit said, the person that wants to get to court and get the eviction that will be executed within 24 hours. Yeah, I don't have any experience with that.
I do. So even in the larger city that I worked, we would usually get, when I say we, our dispatch center would be contacted by whatever county constable's office. So in the state of Texas, state of Louisiana, I know New Mexico does the same in many aspects. I believe Oklahoma does as well, but I'll have to double check. The constable's office will contact us, and constables are peace officers, just like police officers, deputies, state troopers, Texas Rangers, whatever. But the way they do law enforcement a little bit different. So they're going to go out and execute a lot of what's called civil process. And in the counties that I've worked at, Houston's had a lot more exposure to this up in the Panhandle. But we would assist them if we would have time, maybe cover perimeter, meaning patrol. Law enforcement would come out if they think that there's going to be an issue. But when the court issues that this person is being evicted out and the judge has stamped it, says that he's got to be out by 5 o'clock on this date, a constable will come and basically stand there while they move their stuff out and then report back to the court, similar to a search warrant or arrest warrant, on how it went. Did they remove themselves and they took all their property with them, so there's no reason for them to return? And that's what we deal with here in Texas quite a bit on the smaller rural areas.
Yes, sir. We're getting a bunch of feedback from somebody's mic. I'm guessing it's Houston's. Your gain is too high there, sir. If I were to guess.
That's weird. I've never heard his mic do that.
Yeah, that's really loud. We're having technical difficulties with Houston over there. Give us a second while we get that.
Is that better?
Still getting some feedback, brother. Do you have your speakers on your computer also emitting the sound?
Is it coming?
No. How's that?
It might be your fan. I don't know.
No, it's not the fan. He had that on the whole time last time. I think is your microphone projecting out like it did last time in the back office when we went live? I mean, it's only coming through your headphones, correct?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Interesting. I don't know what it was. Yeah, do you have a controller on there that says gain?
Yeah, I've got it. Let's see.
Crank that bad boy down. Wrong way. Other way.
There we go.
There we go.
Better?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's manageable.
Yeah, we can deal with that. For sure. So it sounds like he's running an old school printer. Hot box him. Yeah. turn his fan off. No airflow. Oh shit. Yeah. But quick shout out to one of our primary sponsors here, our main sponsor, Peregrine. Guys, if you're in police work, just know that this program is 100% supported by me, and it will turn the shittiest detectives into Sherlock Holmes. They don't say that, I do. And that's the best way I can describe it. For any cops out there listening, if you've never heard of Peregrine, go to peregrine.io. Look for Mike O'Connor. Ask for Mike O'Connor. Or reach out to me, and I'll get you in touch with Mike O'Connor. And that is my guy. That's skipping the salesman. That's going way up the chain.
And my whole thing of looking at Peregrine, just a lot less time than you have, the research that I've done, some of the users that I know now that have expressed to me their thoughts on Peregrine, is like taking a 2-year officer that becomes a detective early on in his career, and now he's essentially has 30 years of experience. Just to put it in another, I mean, it is Peregrine. You know, the website's peregrine.io. It's an amazing platform for law enforcement for sure.
Appreciate it. Yeah. And you guys know I wouldn't preach it if it wasn't good. If it's a piece of shit, I will tell you it's a piece of shit. So when we do, like retro rifle shirts, I'm telling you guys, you can keep it locked in your freaking backpack and it won't wrinkle. So that's a good thing for me. I like that shit. So. Yep. And that hides guns on it. So it is what it is. Anyway. Wade, crinkle up some aluminum foil, put it on the computer for better reception.
and usually I've never heard your mic sound like this. This is kind of different.
I know, man. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, keep turning that gain down. There you go.
That's better.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah. Just all you got to do is just be close to that mic to talk to it. But yeah.
Awesome.
Mr. Billfold said, "Show me. I'm sure the numbers get worse. This is America. The popular election of senators was the nail in our well-built coffin." Is Mr. Billfold on a doomsday talk tonight? Is his positivity out? I love Mr. Billfold, but every once in a while he gets into his just negative, which conflicts with me because I'm always positive to a fault. So it's hard sometimes when I see too much negative. I'm like, y'all are just doom and gloom, and I'm not that way. I just don't think that way. Doesn't work for me. So, all right, let's get to another video here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. This one will piss you the fuck off, everybody. It should. If it doesn't, something wrong with you. All right. Let me get to share screen. Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. Share screen, Instagram. Boom. There we go. We are unmuted and play.
A lifeguard was thrown in jail after saving a drowning 5-year-old boy, all because the child's parents called the police. 23-year-old Zachary Stein worked as a lifeguard at a water park. He noticed 5-year-old Adam Katak struggling underwater. Adam's friends thought he was just holding his breath, but Stein realized something was terribly wrong. Without hesitation, he jumped into the pool, pulled Adam out, and performed emergency CPR, successfully reviving him. But just as people began praising Stein as a hero, Adam's parents arrived. Instead of thanking him, they called the police. Officers soon showed up and arrested Stein on charges of endangering a child. According to Stamford police, surveillance footage showed the boy underwater for almost 4 full minutes. At the time, there were fewer than 8 kids in the pool, and Stein was the only lifeguard on duty. Police argue that Stein should have noticed sooner and acted immediately when Adam first started drowning. However, the video clearly showed Stein wasn't distracted by his phone or talking to anyone. When he finally spotted Adam, he immediately dove in, rescued him, and revived him through CPR. Still, Stein was charged with reckless endangerment and risk of injury to a minor.
This hits home for me. I know it hits home for Houston as well. Houston and I, we're
really,
and here's the reason. And I'm gonna take 15 seconds here. When we worked for a small police department up here in the rural area, the city manager came to us and said, "Our city pool is not going to be able to operate this year. I know you guys are patrol sergeants. You're working, you're overworked, you're doing a lot of things for the city. However, here's a book, and it's about twice the size of the Gold's Law Manual that law enforcement gets. You have less than 2 weeks to study this. It's a proctored exam. This is when COVID started, by the way, and we need our city pool operational for our kids to have something to do," which Houston and I agree with. The city that we both reside in does not have much for kids to do. And instead of going out and getting in trouble, why not come to a pool that has a heavy lifeguard presence? So not only do we have to come what's called a CPO, certified pool official, as a police officer, we also had to become registered lifeguards. And imagine us in our string bikinis sitting up at a lifeguard tower, which we didn't do very often, but we would fill in when other lifeguards were sick or out. But we had to have that certification. And as an instructor, I believe it was, in the lifeguard field, to be able to do the recertifications, etc. Now there's another gentleman that does it for our city, does a great job at it. But there for about 3 years, we were controlling all the chemicals for the city pool. It's a very strict deal, and it goes with the lifeguard thing. The lifeguard stuff is very, very strict to be able to get that certification here in the state of Texas, and I'm sure it is I'm sure it's the same nationwide. So Houston and I both did that, and I've heard 3 different versions of this story. Don't know which ones are true. I would love to get more details on this, but I know the kid, and I'm speaking about the lifeguard, did everything in his power to save this young person's life. And anytime we hear something like this, it's very few and far between where you see the lifeguard get charges. Only 3 or 4 that I've found in the history.
Yeah, I think personally, I'm astounded by this one. I cannot believe it. To me, I'm like, here you have a kid that went through all the steps to do what he's supposed to do. Banning's thinking of himself in a Speedo right now.
He is kind of cute.
Yeah. He takes all the steps to do everything right. And the thing that really makes me on the lifeguard side is he wasn't on his phone. He was paying attention. He just didn't see him. And he saved the kid's life. Now, to me, you guys tell me what you think. To me, I think that parents should not use lifeguards as their personal babysitters. They are there as a secondary to help out. I think that the parents are the ones that should be held liable for being negligent, knowing that your 5-year-old can't fucking swim. Who leaves their 5-year-old alone in a pool, in a public pool, and doesn't pay attention to him? That to me is insane. I would never leave my 5-year-old. Even if I knew my 5-year-old could swim, I'm still going to keep an eye on my 5-year-old. So,
well, I know at the pool that we ran, we had a rule in place that said nobody under the age of 14 would be left unattended. And I will tell you, the way we trained our lifeguards and stuff, man, they had to constantly scan the pool, looking at the kids and watching everything. And I don't care if there was 100 kids or just the 8 kids that were in there. The way kids jump around and play and just, I don't know, kind of act stupid in general. There's a lot to see, man, and the way kids are always under and up and over and splashing. Dude, you're not always going to see it. And I don't care if there's 4 people or 400 in there. It just kind of is what it is.
Yep. I'll address Mike's. He said the malicious prosecution was initiated by the police. Maybe. We don't know. Because sometimes what will happen is you do your report. Like, this guy was not arrested on scene. This was after the fact. So the officers will do the report. That will go to a detective. They'll put their findings up and get the DA's referral, especially on something like this, because you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And if you got parents pushing for charges, you give it to the DA. You're really passing the buck because it's ultimately up to them. So on this one, I doubt it. I doubt that the police were the ones that initiated prosecution, which cops don't initiate prosecution, by the way. Nope. I just think we're playing a word game is all. So I understand what you mean, but the cops have to report no matter what. You had an incident and you got a complainant. So no matter what, you have to do a report. And that report's going to go to the DA. And the DA is going to decide if they're going to push through with that. So again, quit using the police because it's the lowest hanging fruit. You're being lazy and you're being a pussy. Sorry, Mike. That's my idea on this one. You're being a pussy. Why? Because it's easy to go after the cops on this one when you need to be holding the prosecution accountable. They're the ones that push the charges through. Quit going after the easy target. It's easy. It's simple to say the police. I'm with you. I will call the police out on bad shit too. But this wasn't handled that way on scene. This happened days later, probably weeks later. So that's just my opinion. Still love you, though. Don't get mad at me.
Hey, it looks like Tim used to be a lifeguard as well.
I'm reading Brad Door's comment. He said, look at those awesome beards. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Don't worry, Eric. Hopefully it will fit. Listen, Linda, listen. I'm pretty sure out of everybody on here, I'm probably the hairiest man beast on this panel. I just make sure I shave every day because if I don't, that shit will grow up underneath my eyebrow.
Hey, Brad, if you're still watching, text me a friggin' picture of your monster beard. I'll shoot it to Eric, and Eric can throw it up because it's pretty badass.
Nice. Tim said, as an ex-lifeguard, when you scan the pool, splashing is what you want to see. It's when the splashing stops is when something's wrong. Yeah, see, I wouldn't know shit about lifeguard. I honestly, I probably avoided pools from after high school until I just got my very first pool. I'm not a pool fan, to be honest. I like using it for working out. I do like lounging with the family now, but dead leg. Text me a picture of your monster. Comments out of context.
You're talking about Brad Doerr, the monster comment.
I didn't realize dead leg's back. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I was about to dime him out and say, hey, log back in, man. Don't be just putting a comment on that. Bring it out alive.
Yeah. So dead leg. I want. We're gonna take a pause for this for a second on what we were talking about. But oh, Mike did respond. I want to give it. I called him pussy, so I don't. I want to give him a chance to call me names back. He said, "I hate prosecutors and judges more. We all have a responsibility to do the right thing." Absolutely. But dead leg. I want you to give people an update of first. There may be people on here that don't know your backstory, why we call you dead leg. So can you tell them real quick why we call you dead leg, and then the latest update with you?
It's a psychological trick. Honest to God, it is. And it's so I don't feel less about myself when we make fun of me. So if I make fun of my leg first, and then you make fun of it second, no one likes a copycat. So no, boo boo, I'm better. So that's what it is. It's a psychological thing. But really, I broke my leg a couple years ago in 2017, really, really bad. And then I got compartment syndrome, which you don't know what that is. It's swelling that causes the leg to almost amputate from itself because it causes circulation to stop to go past where it's at. So I spent a month in the hospital. Tomorrow will be surgery procedure number 21 or 22. And this one is we're on a trial period right now. I have a stimulator implant currently because I have developed a condition called complex regional pain syndrome. It's basically the worst parts of the Bible. It's pain that's unimaginable, undescribable. It's to a point that back in the 60s and 70s, they would lobotomize people with it because there was no way that people could tell you that the pain that you're going through and then still be conscious. You sound crazy all the time. I sound crazy all the time with the way the pain is. But the stimulator I have now is for my upper body because unfortunately the condition I have spreads and started in my right leg below the knee and then now it's in my left leg and now in my left arm and I'm getting in my right arm. So the stimulator trial is for my upper body and I currently have a Boston Scientific one on me and that'll allow me to have a lead for each arm and a lead for each leg. And then they're able to literally through a computer, they're able to dial in exactly where my stimulus is, how much it is, how little it is, how much I feel, how much I don't feel. And it's kind of like a TENS device on the ones that you can feel and on the higher frequencies that you can't feel. It's just running in the background. But what it'll allow me to do is the constant pain that I have, it takes that threshold, that constant level and just lowers it down just enough to where you won't jump out a window. Doesn't make it go away, doesn't stop it. There's nothing for that. There's no cure. You can't cut it off. It's not like cancer. So you can't cut it off. You can't cut it out. I can't give it to you so we can kiss and hold hands. Got no problem there.
Stupid.
It spreads. There's no cure. It's like MS and it's very individualistic. But it's not like MS and it's completely different. It's a neurological condition, but that's where they have the similarities. It stops. It's very individualistic. Like some people have it and it goes in remission and they never have to deal with it again. I unfortunately have a very, very aggressive form of it and that's just where I am. So it'll let me have some of my life back because I've been fighting for my upper body since 2019 to try to get coverage. So this has been for the last 5.5, 6 years. I've been trying to get a stimulator from my upper body. So this past week, I've been able to do things that I've not been able to do for a long time, including sleep. Sleep was another huge thing, but yeah, pain, lots of pain. So less pain.
So that's what I was curious with you getting that device and comparing where your pain level was at prior to getting any devices, then getting what you had and now what you have now. Like, give me, okay, let's say when you had nothing, that was a 10. Then you got your old one. Where were you at with that?
So if my day-to-day is a 10, where I'm at now is probably a 4.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. That's manageable.
Exactly. It's manageable. It's not to where you can I'd like to be able to go somewhat back to full-time work at some point. I don't know. Cause the other thing is I'm just getting older with time. So yeah, at that point there's going to be a thing, but it'll allow me to do more things. So I can do have a regular sleep schedule. Cause the first thing that I noticed when I came home, cause I went to sleep when I had the procedure last Tuesday, the first one, and I came home and went to sleep and I slept all the whole rest of the day until the next day. Yeah. And then I woke up and I felt like, when you haven't gone to the gym for you skip the gym for a week, you go on vacation, you come back and you hit it hard. And then the next day after that, you're like, man, you're just so tired. You're sore, but tired.
Yeah.
That's the way my entire upper body felt, because I carried so much tension from carrying the pain. So I'm just tense all the time. So what it did is, because the pain, the lower the threshold there, it's let me relax. So like, it's really messed with my head the last couple of days, because we had some weather come through, and weather usually ramps it up with the barometric pressure changes. And where like it would ramp up and get really bad, it never got to the level it normally does. So my brain was like, okay, there's you're like, it's on, like you're on a roller coaster and you're just waiting for it to get really bad, and it doesn't get really bad, so that the anticipation is there. So my brain's got to rethink about how I process with pain, so I can relearn how I can manage like day-to-day things like that.
Gotcha. Okay. Julie said, dead leg, I tried a spinal cord stimulator, but it didn't work for me at all. CRPS, no sleep.
Yep. But so when this comes, so what it is it's a little device, and it's got a wire and comes up to another little device that's on my back. And then that's got wires, and it's literally, I have a hole in my spinal cord right now with wires that go into it. Yeah. So what they'll do tomorrow is they're going to pull all that back out, and then we'll make the decision on what we're going to do and go with. A lot of people, there's a whole process to even get to this point. You have to go through a psychological evaluation, because with CRPS itself, it's known as the suicide disease. And it's because either you can't take dealing with the pain, knowing that there's no hope, or just the people around you. Because it's hard all the time. Like my wife will ask, what can I do? Like, nothing.
Yeah.
Give me a high five.
Yeah.
Like because there's nothing that you can do. Like regular pain medication does not work the same way, because it's sympathetic neurological pain. So like regular pain and the things that you compare pain to, the things that you compare them to, those things are like an instant. Like if I shut your hand in the car door, if I chop your arm off with a machete, those are a one-time thing. Like you give birth, that event, and it's over. This is just every day, all the time, and it just never stops. Yeah. So what this does is just lowers it down and lets you sleep, because now tomorrow night it's going to be sucky going back to crap sleep again for a couple of weeks until we figure out when we're going to do the implant. But
gotcha.
Knowing that there's relief in the future.
Yeah. And maybe they can fine tune it and get you down a little bit more.
That's what the guys with Boston Scientific were able to do. They literally had, because it's Bluetooth. So I have a Boston Scientific phone that they have their little app on. So they can send the program to my phone, and then the phone can update the app, and then they can update. So the longest, like I can explain to them what's going on and what we want to change. They get on the computer, type it in, and say, hang on, let's see the signal. All right, your phone should have it. All right, send it to your thing. It's literally that fast. And then when we're live and we're like the computer is hooked up to me, they can send it like live. So last Thursday is when they hooked me up to the Boston one, and that they literally walked up like a 2 or 3 inch wide diameter, like sensation, but they walked it up my arm where I wanted it the most, and the sensation where it hurts the most, or where the sensations hurt the most. They're able to target like those specific areas. I'm like, that's pretty incredible.
Damn. I'm going to read Jay's. Jay Walker said, love the podcast, been on patrol a year and love getting y'all's thoughts and advice. I even listen on them slow county nights in patrol. I think that's what he meant to say. Appreciate that, brother. Truly. I hope the advice we give you is working for you and all that. So I appreciate that. Banning, he said county nights, sir. What do you got for him?
For county night, county nights can either be you're so friggin' busy that you can't see straight and you're doing everything by yourself, maybe with one other person. I know Houston can relate on that. Or it may be the most draining thing on you, to where you're pulling up to a fence and talking to a cow because there's nothing going on. There's no traffic coming through. And then you're, depending on how many cities you have in your county, you're going to patrol and look for burglaries and progress, et cetera. I mean, it can either be just like anybody on patrol. You can either have that dead night, or you can have that your freaking call screen is just completely loaded up with a whole bunch of things.
Yep.
For the record, I never talk to cows.
Wade Lucero said, United States Air Force, just have weak beards, but recently I was training at range and shot with a United States Air Force Spec Forces. What a pro mindset. Hey, I guess your beard doesn't matter when you're getting the job done, huh? Fair enough. I don't know what's up with all the shit talking about my beard tonight.
Hey, I just sent 3 pictures to you from Brad Dorr. He said publicly share them.
Yeah, I don't have a way to share them from my phone currently, sir. So you're gonna have to screen share from your device over there, Banning, if that's what you want to do. But all right, let's get to another video here. Okay, we talked about the we already did that guy. And what was this one? Oh, there you go.
Now that's a beard.
That's a nice
stand by.
Yeah. I'm gonna say he used the straightener on that beard with maybe some steam, which calls his manhood into question. See, that's a regular beard. That's a guy that woke up, combed that thing down, and that was it. That other beard you showed, that had some soul glow in it or something. There was chemicals in that.
And those are just American roses he's standing behind.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they sure do look like it. T. Ward jumped on. He said, one person says, man, it's quiet on the radio and the night is shot.
Oh, God, you're not even wrong.
I know, right? All right, let's share the screen here. Share screen. I'm just in an Instagram mood tonight, y'all. Don't worry, we're gonna get YouTube ones on here as well. So, all right, let's go.
Yeah, I got one at slow stop. Cassie, south of Margaret. High tag, Henry Lincoln Edwards, 6070, still slow rolling.
Okay, I just want to point out that he passed a very lovely place to pull over just a second ago. Now he's passing another lovely place. I cannot say that. Lovely place to pull over here. He continues. More places up here. He decides to take a left into this driveway, which ends up leading. Guess where that leads to, guys?
Home?
His apartment complex. And guess who's waiting for him outside? Family. I don't know if it's his mom or whatever, but that's family standing there to the side. So we'll keep going.
Turn the car off! Turn the car off! The key's out the window!
Radio copies that first car with
Hey, stay back! Stay back!
So the initial stop was for expired registration, which all of us have to have. Okay, so it wasn't for bullshit necessarily. Typically, you want people to have an updated registration so their insurance is in effect properly. And normally their insurance ain't going to cover them if their registration isn't up to date. So these are things to consider.
We're done! You're going to open the car from the outside and step out face forward. You're under arrest.
So he calls it out right away. You need to step out. You're under arrest. Now, what I'll give this officer credit, because we see too many younger officers or inexperienced officers, because you could be an old as fuck officer and still be inexperienced. And they'll get in that oodle of, show me your hand, step out of the vehicle, show me your hand. And then they're not listening. They're not doing anything. This guy's listening. He's having a discussion with this guy. He's not demeaning him. He's not doing any of that. So I was making these points about this video, and people were giving me shit. No, he was rude. He shouldn't have been that way. And it was for a traffic offense, and he's treating him this way. He was trying to pull over where it was safe for him. No, I disagree on this one.
Under arrest. Okay, so go ahead and unlock it. Go ahead and lock it from the inside. Go ahead and open the door up from the outside. Because you're failed to comply. Open the door up now.
So he keeps doing well, why am I under arrest? And obviously, you know why you're under arrest, dude. You just didn't pull over. And now you want a supervisor. Like, that's going to change anything. This is another thing that drives me nuts. Like, what do you think is magically going to happen when that supervisor arrives? What do you think is going to change? I understand the need for a supervisor when it's necessary.
You bet.
That makes sense. When there's a reason. But right now, you don't have a reason. You're just doing it to stall. So here we have an officer that's not calling you all sorts of MFs this, MF that. He's trying to talk you out of the car. Very cordially, considering you failed to stop. And he's doing like this weird hybrid felony stop.
Step out and face forward. That don't matter. He's coming. Trust me. He's coming. You need to step.
And he keeps adding, I want a supervisor. And he's trying to tell him, trust me, he's coming. Did you just hear my dog howl?
I did.
He's right outside my freaking podcast room howling.
Step out, face forward. No, it's not. You're under arrest. Step out, face forward. No, that's not allowed. You have to pull over when you turn the lights and siren.
So he says, I don't have to pull over until I feel safe. That's not true. Now, if you can articulate you didn't pull over because there was a hazard, and that makes sense, yes. And I've seen people do that. I think most cops understand when you turn your hazards on, there may be something right there. But where it becomes unreasonable is when you don't pull over to the opportunities where there are safe places and you just keep going. And like what he was doing, he drove all the way to his apartment complex. Yep. That's not reasonable anymore. If you're on a blind turn, if you're on a narrow bridge, if you're wherever, like that makes sense. That makes sense.
You know, there's been 2 times when I've been in pursuits in my career that I've had people call 911 to verify that it was real law enforcement behind them. And I have 0 issues with that. Dispatch was real quick to come over the radio to tell me to go to a talk channel. Hey, there's a female driving a car, states that your lights look different than the most law enforcement that she, and at one time when I was in K9, I had a slick top unit with a little bit less is visible signage on the side of it. And she was concerned. So I immediately turned my siren off. I mean, literally, she called 911 immediately. So she tried to communicate, like, is this? Dispatch was like, yes, it's an officer. And then she came back and said, I'm going to pull over to Kroger over here on Denton Highway, and pulled over and did the right thing. But she communicated with dispatch because there was a lot of things in the media back then, 2005, 2006 timeframe, that there was some illicit things going on with non-law enforcement making stops. So I applauded her for that. She definitely didn't run. She didn't increase speed, turned on hazards, called 911. I don't know if this is a cop behind me. I don't remember doing anything wrong. So I applauded her for that. And it was literally like, I think, a license plate light that would burn out. And it's going to be one of those, go up there. Hey, did you realize your license plate light? No. Okay, great. Have a good night. Here's your stuff back, and you're on to the next. But she did the right thing. She verified before she stopped, because if I was not a law enforcement officer, something bad could have happened.
Yeah. I'm posting this on the chat as well as I'm going to say it out loud. And so fleeing and eluding. Okay. Fleeing and eluding is the act of a driver intentionally failing to stop their vehicle when signaled to do so by a police officer. Now, those definitions are going to vary state to state, but that's the basic premise, the blanket statement of what fleeing and eluding. So as Mike is trying to say, this cop messed up, they're like, Mike, like, bro, like, there's certain times when 100% we're with you. But even most of the people, Wade Lucero, who will tell me straight up I'm out of my rocker when we're wrong, thinks that this cop did a good job. And yeah, there's no way. There's nothing that you're going to say to make me think that this cop messed up and that that's not fleeing. Just because he didn't take off at a high speed away from him, he was instructed to pull over by those lights, and he failed to do so. And even when asked by the cop, like, why aren't you pulling? I won't pull over where it's safe. No, like, you fled. You did not pull over when you were instructed to. That's the agreement you got when you got your license.
Well, not only that, now they're stopped. And you have a police officer pointing a loaded weapon at you, giving you very clear instructions.
Yep.
And you might say, well, he's yelling at him. He's talking loudly. He's not. There's a difference between me yelling at you and talking loudly. Because if you ever go to a fast food restaurant, try to talk to someone at the window. You're right there beside them at the window. Yeah. Your car engine, the fan's running, you got your exhaust, you got all kinds of these outside noises. Now roll your windows up. There's a lot of noise cancellation that happens between inside of vehicles and stuff. So when the police officer's there, it might seem like they're just but they're just talking loud enough so the person on the other end of the firearm can say, hey, these are instructions. These are very clear instructions on what I want you to do. So I turned my lights on and then followed you while you had your four-ways on for how long. And then once you stopped, I've given you very clear verbal commands that you want to debate. Secondly, there's no judge at all present at all. So there's nothing that you're going to debate on the side of the road that you're going to get across. You might plead your case. You might say, this is why I'm doing this, or this is why I did this. But if the officer is going to give you a ticket, you're not going to get into a debate on the side of the road to get out of the ticket. There's nothing that you can say or do on the side of the road that will get you out of the ticket, because that's the police officer. That's not the judge.
Oh my God.
Plead your case to the judge.
There's some guys, you are doing you guys do so good most of the time, but the arguments tonight are out of control. You might as well do a pit maneuver like you did the pregnant lady. He didn't do that. As a matter of fact, there was no force used on this one. So that's a terrible argument. We're not talking about that other instance. We're talking about this one. And then Brandar, 86. They stopped. So how is that fleeing? That's like saying a person that ran from the cops and then runs out of steam and comes to a stop because he's gassed out. Well, he stopped. How is that fleeing? The guy didn't stop for blocks and blocks and blocks where there were plenty of opportunities to stop. That is fleeing. So that is a terrible argument. Too many nuances to argue both sides. Get the fuck out of here. No, there's not. There's not nuances. There's the ability to argue things. We can do that about anything. I can do that about Banning's clothes right now. They blend in. I don't think he should be wearing them. They're terrible. And Gass is going to go, what are you talking about? They look great. He looks good in green. That was why he was a deputy. We can make nuanced arguments about anything. That is a stupid fucking argument. And when I got Mr. Billfold defending my argument, that tells you something about what you're saying. Look, I'm tired of this cop bullshit too, Mike, but I won't condemn an officer who does the right thing. See? And Mr. Billfold has the reputation and the credibility and has earned his spot on here to debate things with us because he's fair, even, and balanced and doesn't let his emotions take over his logic and reasoning. Most of the time. Sometimes he gets really hyped. I mean, he does get a little hyped up sometimes. We got to mute him, but he tells us to do that because he sees it coming out. So, no.
And whenever you see the lights come on, it's not like a game of tag. Whenever you make it back home, you're safe. It's just not.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not
gassed out.
$200 when you best go.
Digging a bigger hole. Gassed out is different from intentionally stopping. No, it's not. It's not. You made the choice not to stop. You kept going despite knowing he was behind you and then came to a stop. Whether you chose to, you still choose to do it because when you get gassed out, you can still walk. You can still do things. No, he chose to stop.
And I appreciate all the comments on here. And I was reading that one that Mike just wrote underneath the Constitutional Country Girl, the top one there. Like I explained one of my deals on there. When an officer lights you up, okay, I'm going to speak on 95% of them. They're ready for you to stop right now. If you fail to stop, depending on the distance, everything's going to be, it's a case-by-case basis on when that turns into failing to yield with a vehicle. That's when it can get dangerous. But just know that 9 times out of 10, when an officer lights you up, they're ready for you to stop and yield to the right then in most states. If you fail to do so, it can meet the elements of the offense of failing to yield with a vehicle, which in the state of Texas, that's going to be a state jail felony right off the get-go. So try to stop and yield. If you have questions, comments, or concerns during that stop, get on that phone and call 911. Because if you're not yielding, they're going to go into what's called a felony stop, like we were seeing on the video. You can get on the phone and call 911 and do that. Absolutely. I just explained the one that I was saying. I had a couple of them during my career.
Yeah. Mike said, you literally have the right to find a place you find safe. He should have called dispatch to let the officer know that the citizen had an armed man following him, willing to kill a man. Now
I'll destroy this argument right now.
Okay.
All right. So we'll get rid of all right, he just didn't stop for however long. We'll get rid of that. We'll take that out of the question. Now he has stopped. The police officer is giving him very clear verbal instructions on what to do. And instead of doing those, he's in an argument with the officer. You lose any intent, you lose any steam, you lose any argument when you go, I was just looking for a safe place to stop. If we can have a discussion, it's safe. Now you need to follow my instructions. Get out of the car. There's nothing here that you get to debate. Those lights come on, you slow down and pull over. You either slow down and pull over because you're getting pulled over, or you slow down and pull over because that police vehicle or that fire truck or that ambulance, that wee-woo has someplace to go to get to do something important. You're not that important because you don't have the wee-woos to get out of the place, to get people out of your way. They do. So when they turn those on, you're required by law in every state to yield to emergency vehicles, including slowing down and pulling over. Now, when you slow down and pull over, if the wee-woo behind you slows down and pulls over with you, continue to slow down and pull over. And we're going to continue this until we stop. Where the argument for this one goes out is when he goes, I was looking for a safe place. Okay, when you have your mom standing there on the side of the road, first of all, if you're a grown adult and you have to have your mom.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to check your man card there. But there's no argument here that this person wasn't eluding. Yeah. No, he clearly was eluding. They turned their four-way flashes on. Why did you turn your four-way flashes on? Because I seen the vehicle behind me. Okay, so you seen the vehicle behind you with the flashy lights on, and you didn't call 911, and you didn't stop. And when you did stop, you realized that it was a uniformed police officer giving you verbal instructions, and you still failed to comply. When more uniformed police officers show up, you still failed to comply. You don't get to argue out of this.
Yeah.
Take your ticket, go to court.
Yep. Yeah. And okay, I'll speak for Texas because that's the only thing I can speak for. But and you tell me, Deadleg, you were Colorado. The law states that when an emergency vehicle is trying to pull you over, that you have to pull over to the immediate right at the most immediate time possible. And then that's just how a traffic stop goes. Now, I'm with you. If it's an unsafe spot, I will tell people. I'll even try to get over the loudspeaker. Like if I see them about to pull over, I'm like, no, keep going. That's a bad spot. Or I'll get up to the vehicle, and I've had a car tell me I don't feel safe right here. And I said, all right, let's go off at the next exit. I'll follow you to the next exit. I'm going to have my lights on. Don't let that fool you. Don't let that mess with you. I'm going to follow you to the next exit and just pull over to the side right there. So we'll go there. Now, I've never had anybody try to run from me or anything doing that. But people, I think it was, maybe it was Brandar said that he didn't like the word fleeing. Like, I don't know what else you want to call it. It's failure to stop. He's fleeing. Like that's what it is. He's leaving the scene, like where it should have been, and he continues to go. I don't know. We're getting into semantics on something stupid. The guy's in the wrong. 100%. He's in the wrong. All the way across. He's in the wrong.
And in most states, and I know people don't want to hear this, but when that officer activates red and blue lights, or blue and blue, or red, whatever state you're in, some airports have weird colors. When they initiate those lights, okay, and don't take this out of context, the people that are listening, when you come to a stop, your vehicle, everything in motion has come to a halt. You are technically under arrest until that traffic stop is over. Now, you can Google this. Don't come and be this courtside attorney on this. You're technically under arrest. So you're going to go to jail for whatever crime that you committed in that presence or view of the officer. You're going to be released on a summons, citation, ticket, whatever you want to call it, with your court date in mind, or you're going to be given a verbal warning to go on as you please. And that's what the law is. So when you're instructed to, and I hate those, I get it, those are big words. You're instructed to stop. Here's the red, blue lights. Here's the sirens. Stop. Take your stuff. And I know other people wrote in the comments, to fight it in court later. That's your day as a defendant to fight that in court, bring the evidence forth. That's your day in court, period. And I don't know how only because I've been in some pretty hairy pursuits over my career, over some things that I wish people would not have run for. And I worked for agencies that had a strict pursuit policy. So either the initiating officer stopping it is articulating a drunk driver, a stolen vehicle, a felony, other than the evading with a vehicle. So there's a lot of rules in place, and they're getting stricter and stricter on what officers pursue for. But as simple as that, if you see red and blues behind you and you verify it's a police car, you pull over, go through it, and then have your day in court. I know that's not going to settle most of the audience, but it is what it is on that. And you just do that and bring your, of course, video record. If you want to video record stuff, video record it. I suggest doing that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Mike, sorry, bud. You haven't earned enough credibility with me for me to even buy that. Unless it's the state of California, then I believe you 100%. That's the only time I'll believe that.
Yeah, and even in the Dallas Metroplex area, back in 2007, 2008 timeframe, a lot of the news media sources with some of the district attorneys were saying it's okay to pull over in a safe place. And law enforcement is very lenient in the fact of if you're on a county road and they light you up, you might be waiting for a pull off to where there's a city street. That all goes in the effect of well-trained officers that are out there. Okay, they're waiting to pull over. They think it's not safe here. We get that, meaning we, in a sense of the law enforcement officers out there. But when you're passing good locations and you keep going, you either increase your speed, you turn your lights off, then you're the law enforcement officers start to put things together, and it's more than likely going to be evading. Like I said, that's a case by case scenario.
Yep. And Mr. Billfold nailed it. He said these games of semantics are better used in arguments on jurisprudence. We are getting deep in the weeds over how folks feel about the word flee. Yes, absolutely. Like I tried to say, it doesn't matter. Say whatever fucking word you want to fill the blank with. It was wrong. He was in the wrong. That's it. That's all we're saying. That's it. Fucking relax.
There was a comment earlier that said, well, his driving didn't indicate that he was fleeing. Well, yeah, it did.
He didn't stop.
He didn't stop. It would probably be a different story if officer was investigating a drunk driver or something like that. Way that guy was driving, he was probably okay. Probably wasn't intoxicated or anything like that, but he didn't stop.
Yeah. Well, we still have more of the video to watch. So we haven't even got there yet. So let's get there. Because I want you to see them take him out of the car. Like, you guys are getting all butthurt over this, and you haven't even seen. I mean, so far he's done nothing to this man other than have a discussion with him during a felony stop, which doesn't happen, by the way. Never happens. Most of the time you see these officers get stuck in an OODA loop and they're just like, get out of the fucking car, get out of the fucking car, get out of the fucking car. And you're just like, holy shit, breathe, guy. This guy's talking through it.
On. Oh my gosh, dude. Hey, you keep lethal coverage, we're gonna have to come up and rip him out. He's not coming out. You're not listening to us. You keep your hands out that window.
If you don't come out, you're going to get tased. The door's unlocked. It's already unlocked.
Then why did you come out?
Because I wanted to wait for your supervisor. I asked for the supervisor.
So you got him right there again. Why didn't you come out? Because I didn't want to. I wanted to wait for your supervisor.
It's not a legal defense. Sorry.
Yeah, like you literally just ratted on yourself, dude. Plead the fifth. All right, let's keep going.
You're under arrest.
For what?
Fail to comply. Step out.
You guys, hands behind your back. All right, let's go down the list of things. It's beautiful. Take them under arrest. I love it. So for me, part of my problem with that is like all of that for an officer that was as polite as you can be, didn't demean him, didn't use force, and we're all getting worked up over the fact that about the word fleeing. This guy failed to stop. Okay. Mike. Oh, Mike. I like it because Mike, this is how I know Mike's our guy. Despite us going back and forth, it doesn't matter. I like this, Mike. That's respect, brother. I like that. That's very Mr. Billfold. Like, I will give you that. Appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. And he goes, I'll show you eluding. So, he said he did nothing. He pointed a gun at him. Yeah, he fucking pointed a gun at him. You don't know him from Adam, dude. Do you know how many times stops like this have occurred while they're building up the confidence? And as soon as that car gets stopped, they come out shooting. We got somebody in the house right now, Mike, that decided to go up to a door and got blasted by a shotgun from the other side. So, yeah.
And he's here to talk to us about it.
Yeah, and he's still here to talk to us about it.
I'm all for those unknown situations like that. The officer using the force that he used because, A, it's protecting him, and at the end of the day, we all got to go home. And at the end of the day, truthfully, we want everybody to go home. We want everybody to go home, even if we're stopping them or arresting them or whatever. We want them to be able to bail out, go home, and be safe. B, well, getting shot just kind of shitty, and that'll ruin your day. I mean, it really will.
Shot in the fucking face with a 12 gauge.
It's not the most pleasant thing on the planet.
Yeah.
Just saying. I mean, and the way this officer handled things, dude, you really couldn't ask for more professionalism. I can honestly say I've been involved in several felony stops, and out of all of them that I was ever in, probably not one of them was ever like that.
Yeah.
Not one ever.
Yeah. And this is where we start going down the stupid rabbit hole. So Mike's asking, all over what crime? Exactly.
Oh my God.
Okay, Mike, here's my problem with that mindset.
The police make the crimes? Did the police make the laws?
One, he didn't make the crime. Two, what do you do about crime? That argument would mean the only other option is for cops to try to enforce a law, and the minute somebody doesn't agree with it, they have to let it go, no matter what crime it is. This guy's registration was expired, so he was doing a traffic stop because that's the law. You have to follow it. I've got to follow it, so this guy's got to follow it. Nobody made that choice but that driver, and you're trying to flip that decision that this man made to do something we all have to do in the United States, drive with an updated registration, to have insurance. You're saying that we all need to eat that because this guy chose not to.
And he's calling it an immoral law. So I'm wondering where Mike travels to from time to time.
Yeah, like that, immoral or not. I don't make the law on that stuff. That's
all
Constitution. It's not against the Constitution, so it's a law. It's what it is. Now, if it's against the Constitution, I've got a huge problem with that. I'm not going to enforce that. If somebody makes the law and says you got to go take their guns away, guess what? I'm not going to do. Not going to go.
The other side of that coin is you have people driving around with expired registration. They know that they're going to get away with it, and you get people complaining like, "Why am I paying for my registration? Where Dave down the street's got 9 cars, none of them are up to date. Why am I doing it when he has to?"
Yep. And now, Mike, you're just speculating and talking out of your ass because I can list 100 fucking times that I have denied something that was immoral. Because it was something that was illegal.
This is not somebody that changed their name and is not using self-proclaimed anymore, is it?
I don't know. Yeah. Oh shit, Ladner. Did you? Come on. No, he's not arguing like Ladner. That would be funny. That would be funny. Okay, so let's. Steve asked. He said, "If you got the information through the license plate, can't you send them a ticket in the mail?" No, because you don't know who it is. Anybody can be driving your car. The information that we get from behind your vehicle doesn't mean that that's you. So, Jerry jumping in. Oh, there we go. We got our first one tonight. Became a member. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate that. But as a try, Tim, did you wrong? File a complaint in our Discord. Tim's always got clever ways of bringing people over to the Discord. I like it. King Pomegranate. That's a fun name. I like that too. He said high speed chase is fleeing. Low speed chase is also fleeing. That's the law, not a seminar on Oxford English Dictionary.
I'm pretty sure there is no set speed in the law that proclaims you to be fleeing or eluding at any point in time. Just the fact that you are refusing to stop.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Andy Fletcher. Andy brings up a good question. Why do we see POVs in police parking lots with expired tags? A lot of times the tags aren't actually expired. They're updated. The stickers just have not been put on by the fleet maintenance. That's what I've seen.
And does he mean POVs, meaning so?
Oh, I'm sorry. Personal vehicles.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck. You shouldn't see that.
No.
No, you shouldn't see that at all. Me personally, I have caught some of my officers have expired tags, and I'm like, you're not driving that.
Yep.
Won't fucking
Same
leave.
here.
Like, I don't know how you got here with it, but you're not driving that. You're getting that shit updated.
I've gone and picked up an officer for almost a week until his check hit so he could get his registered updated. We're out there to set the example. Yeah. I should say.
Don't let me, if I'm your supervisor, do not let me catch you with an expired registration.
Yep. We had a guy write a guy a ticket for no front plate while his car in the parking lot had no front plate. So one of our guys held over and waited for him to get off work. And as soon as he pulled out of the parking lot, he pulled him over and he wrote him a ticket.
Yeah.
So our own shift got our own guy, and then he has to suspend a license, and that was a whole fun. That was a whole fun one.
Oh shit, Craig, man, we started it. It's coming in now. Everybody's like, all right, I want to thank you, Craig. Craig gifted 5 memberships. Just looking to see who got one. If it's anybody that talks all the time, Zach does drop some bars from time to time. But yeah, yeah. So. With that, thank you very much. That money, again, goes right back into what we're doing. As you can see, I'm dumping most of the money into the Discord, guys. That's really the new thing that I'm doing. We're really trying to push that Discord. We got lots of good mods on there. Marine Bloods is on there. Tim's a mod. I'm trying to think of who else is modding. Brian Thompson's a mod. Alan and Deadleg help out on there as well. So, Eric,
I'm not a mod.
Mr. Billfold said, Eric, there are officers POVs with a legal tint in the police parking lots. The same cops who give tint tickets. Long Island Audit did that one. Yeah. Now that's not something I would ever do. I personally had illegal tint at one point on a vehicle that I had and got rid of it quick, fast, and in a hurry. The car, I bought it. It had illegal tint. And I was like, oh, I didn't know it was illegal at the time because that's something I've never enforced. I've never used a tint reader, so I didn't know. I just thought they sold it to me that way. And I've had people tell me that before too. This is how it was sold. And I was like, oh, it just looks really dark. And I didn't say shit about it because I don't care. It's Texas. It's hot. I understand having tint. So, yeah, I tried to drive with it at night and I was like, this has got to go. I can't drive with this. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how you drive with tint at night. It's crazy. I can't do it.
You can get premium tint. There's a large population of our folks out there that have major issues with the sun that's actually creating more accidents, and a lot of people don't understand this. Yeah. So you can also go to your eye doctor and get an exemption, at least in the state of Texas, which attaches to your 28 and or your license plate reading. So when the officer runs it, you're going to find out if you have that exemption or not. And it also attaches to your 27 and or your persons when they run you in the system. Do you have that exemption? So there is a way to get an exemption out there for tint for medical reasons only.
Yeah. Jerry asked, did you guys get YouTube Premium yet? Yes, we did. We did get Premium. Thank you, guys. We got it because y'all. Again, the money that you guys pump into it, we put it right back into the show. Brandar86, he's been giving us some shit tonight, but he's like, you know what? I'm going to gift you guys 5 memberships. So we appreciate that, Brandar. No matter how much we get into it on here, guys, just know it's just us debating topics. Still love y'all. I'm not going to boot you. I will never mute you. And I don't silence you just because we don't agree on things. So that is what you get when you come to this page. Banning must have had to put his kiddo to bed or something. He said he ate too much water. He had to go pee. Love it. So Brandar, thank you very much, brother. Appreciate you. But let me get to the next video. Now, this is the big one. Before we get to body cam reviews, this is the one that drives other cops crazy. I argue with more cops on this than I argue with anybody else. So that's the type of topic we're about to deal with. And it's something very stupid. Trespassing. And when we can ID people. Houston's like, oh, shit. So, all right. I'm going to share screen. Let's see here. Share screen. Instagrams. There we go. And play.
Good. How you doing?
Good. I'm Officer Gill.
Officer Hill, thank you for identifying yourself. I'm just having a conversation with you.
Do you have your identification on you?
Do I have identification on me? Of course I do.
Okay. Well, I'd like to see that because you're being trespassed, so I need your information.
You don't need my information.
Yes, I do.
You can just.
We got called here, so I.
That's fine. Do you see me breaking in?
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. First off, again, cops, look at me. Look at me. Just because you get called to the fucking scene does not mean you get to see their ID. That's not how that works. You only get the ID if they're under arrest or it's a lawful traffic stop. Okay, so we got nothing else. You don't have a reason ID. It doesn't count just because you're called to the scene. Let's continue.
Any laws?
You're currently being trespassed from here. You didn't leave.
I believe I'm being unlawfully trespassed, and if you want to trespass me, go ahead and trespass me.
Okay,
But I'm not.
By the way, she's saying he's trespassed and he's currently on the public sidewalk. So when she got there, he was not on property. Okay. And I did find out later, somebody told me that this may be a government facility, which makes it accessible to the public, obviously. But I don't know. None of that information was in there, and I can't necessarily tell from the video, but other people seem to know. So anyway.
Yeah, I'm not surrendering my information. You're not getting my identification from me.
Hey, as long as you guys stay on the sidewalk, they're cool.
So Big Sarge comes out, at least I think he's Sarge, and clears it up. He's like, no, you got no crime on him. You got to let him go. You didn't get his ID. This is how I hope Sarges will be.
As long as I stay on the sidewalk, they're cool.
On the public area.
I don't need him to think I'm cool to stand on the sidewalk. That's none of his business what I'm doing.
That's fine.
You can do whatever you want to.
Don't go on the property because
if I find out that I'm going to look it up on Onyx right now, and I'm going to make some phone calls, and if I find out this is public property, I certainly am going back on the property. And then you guys can come back out here and do whatever you think you want to do. That's up to you.
All right, and this one we got a first. All right, and so I don't disagree with them on that. I'm going to stop sharing. So here comes in the debate.
There's a process that you have to go through.
Right. Yeah. And now we're going to talk about trespassing, criminal trespass versus trespass warning. A trespass warning is civil. There's no crime that's occurred. And that can only happen if you're still on property when the officer arrives and they tell you that this guy is not allowed to be here. So now you can detain and tell the guy, hey, I gotta write this criminal trespass for you, or I'm sorry, this trespass warning for you. So you can detain for a second while you fill out the sheet and give it to them. Now the problem that people have, especially officers, is they've got this nifty little notepad, and they think that because they've got this pad that has a criminal trespass, trespass warning information on there, that they have a right to ID. And I understand how that can be tricky because it has name, date of birth on there. It does not give you the right to ID them. And this is where the debate I have with other cops is. If they don't ID, the question I have is, what offense do you have? What is the law in your state to be able to ID somebody? I guarantee most of them that I've seen is that they are under arrest or it's a lawful traffic stop. Other than that, you cannot compel them. They are not obligated to ID. And failure to ID is a secondary offense to an arrest. It's not a primary offense. So that's where this argument starts to come in that I have with people. I'm like, so if you're trying to fill out your little form, are they under arrest? No. Was it a traffic stop? No. So why do they have to ID? Well, because I got to fill out this form and I was called to the scene and this is a trespass. I'm like, right. You have to afford them the ability to leave. That's what a trespass is. You tell them, hey, you're no longer welcome here. Now, the person that's the representative of the business is the one that's supposed to tell them. A lot of times they try to pass the buck on the officer. Can you tell him that he's no longer welcome? I always make them. No, you have to tell him. If you don't want to tell him, then he's going to be coming back. So now they got to come out and say, hey, you're no longer welcome here. Hey, sir, here's a trespass warning. You're no longer welcome back here for a year. That's usually how long they last in any state that I've seen. And then after that, if they refuse to leave, now you have criminal trespass Or if they come back within the year, you have criminal trespass and they go to jail. Now they have to ID. And people are like, well, how am I supposed to know who they are? You either do a little police work by taking a picture with your body cam, getting picture from the business, writing down a really good description. Hey, he had a Mickey Mouse tattoo behind his ear on the left side. Whatever it is, they can make a reasonable argument the next time that person shows up and said, hey, we had him trespass. He showed back up. Now you have a credible third-party witness, and you've got the descriptors or a picture. And that's all going to go into your case building. So now you can arrest them. You have to be creative. You can't be a lazy cop and say, well, if I don't have his name, how do I do it? How did we do it before? How did we ever arrest a bad guy without knowing their name? You got to put a case together, guys. That is how this criminal trespass shit works. So you don't have a right to their ID. I will fight you to the death on this one. Banning, what do you got?
I'm right there with you on it. Period. Same thing. Exact same steps.
What do you got, Deadleg?
So I was the head of security at a mall, and we emphasize this.
Hold on. Don't gloss over that. You were head of the security at a mall.
I just pictured the same way as well.
At the 7th largest mall in the state of Hawaii. If we're trying to get into a measuring contest, 7th largest
in the state of Hawaii.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were across the street at the time. Oh, this is a while ago.
Were you a cop before or after?
Before.
Okay.
I was an MP before. This was like the little bit of like interim period when I first got to Hawaii before I got into government contracting. So I got hired by this company. We were across the street from a high school, and we had a movie theater. So we had issues on a regular basis with teenagers and stuff that we had to trespass people. So from the get-go, usually it's a business to a party, but from the get-go, the call that comes out, it is a civil complaint. It's between two parties that are having a disagreement, that one party says, I don't want them here, and the other party won't leave. So all you do when you get there as the police officer, you go, hey, tell them they can't be here. And they go, hey, you can't be here. And you go, all right, you can't be here. They told you can't be here. That's what you've done as a police officer. You're just kind of mediating, or you're just the person in between. You don't get ID. It's a civil thing. Yeah. Now, if they continue to stay, then you're trespass after warning.
Yeah.
That's an arrestable offense.
Right.
That's something you get an ID for. So that everything on that from the trespass after warning, that all of that is on the mall or on the facility or whoever's maintaining those records. It's all on you, because that becomes a civil thing. And then if it comes to an arrestable stuff, the prosecution is going to come out and they're going to ask you, hey, do you have records of this? Because if it comes out, once it goes to court, because this is what happens, what people don't understand. A lot of times once it goes to court, the prosecutor goes, we won't even mess with this case. Yeah. And you don't even see inside the courtroom. They'll just dismiss with prejudice. So you don't even see, nobody gets to see the end of the case. But there's a whole procedure before you get to go to ID someone. And it's not until they've actually been warned, been told that they can't be there.
Yep.
Been told that they can't be there in the presence of law enforcement. And then they continue to be there. Yeah. Now you failed to comply with an instruction by a police officer, which it's either trespass after warning or fail to comply with the police officer. Which one of the ones do you want to go with? But it's a big civil thing. Mm-hmm. Government stuff becomes really different. But even then, like the First Amendment orders, where the public can easily have any access to, they can do anything that you can have and do in the public. You can do that there too. That includes taking pictures and taking video and recording and drawing maps, and you can do whatever you want. Now, that's not saying that you on the other side of the government can't go, hey, that's kind of suspicious, and I'm going to just keep an eye on this person. It's kind of what you do. You see and you counter see, and you see and counter surveillance and stuff like that. But the trespass, and you can't just go straight to ID.
Yeah.
Like you can ask for it. You can ask all you want. They don't have to give it to you. Yep. And as soon as they shut it down and go, no, I don't have to. You're like, okay, cool. Well, they told you can't be here. I'm telling you can't be here. If you want to come back and file a complaint afterwards, other than that, this is a civil thing. Are you going to leave?
I think we're at more of an advantage than just Joe Blow citizens. So a lot of times in opportunities to ask for ID, like you're talking about, I always let them know that they have the right to say no. I want them to know that. I want to be as fucking transparent and fair as I can be. So when I do ask you, because I know I don't have a right to it, I'm gonna say, hey, you don't have to give me your ID. You're not legally obligated to, but can I get your ID? I'm just gonna use it for this. I'm gonna fill this information in, and tell them why I want it, what I'm gonna use it for. I've gotten in this debate with people a lot on here because they're like, just because you can, doesn't mean you should. And I don't think that asking for somebody's ID is a bad thing. Especially if you inform them of their rights. Now, if you try to trick them or, you imply that it's something they need to give without saying they need to give, like, I think that's wrong. But Brandar said, Eric, do you think any officer should ever ask, do you want them trespassed? Would that constitute solicitation? One, absolutely, that would be solicitation. And no, I don't think that's right. If they don't bring it up, I'm not bringing it up.
It's not our job to bring it up.
That's not.
They want it.
I could give a shit less if you want somebody on your property or not. Tell me. All right, cool. I'll get them off. But if you're not telling me that, well, I'm not. Again, soliciting things is just like, soliciting. Like, it's not. I don't think that's right. I'm not going to put it in your head. No, I'm not going to ask them. So yeah, that's where I stand on that. Mike, what the fuck? You confuse the shit out of me. Out of all the things that you have a problem with, you don't have a problem with asking for ID, which is insane. Because the majority of the people that listen to us and talk to us, they hate that. And I get it. That's one of the places we have a little sticking point, but you're all right with it. So you confuse me, man. I don't understand you.
Put up King what is that?
Pomegranate. Yeah, I like his name. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Question.
This is from King Pomegranate. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you don't have to be on property to get a trespass warning. Similarly, a no trespassing sign can be considered a trespass warning in and of itself. Still not criminal, though. Not true. So you definitely cannot be trespassed from a place that you're not on site. An officer's got to see you on there, regardless. There is a slight caveat with the dawn of technology. I have had clerks at like a 7-Eleven and was like, here I am videotaping this guy, and I told him to leave, and he told me to go fuck myself. I'm going to wait for the police to get here. And they got it on video. And then when I get there, the guy's still on scene, and he's like, you never told me to leave. And the guy's like, yes, I did. And he shows the video, and I'm like, all right, you're under arrest. Because that constitutes criminal trespass. You were told to leave, and you did not. You were told to leave by a representative of the business or the owner or whatever it is, and you didn't leave. But I don't. Hold on, one real quick. A lot of times, and here's where cops, I think, get confused, and here's how they get confused. Most of the time, when they have to deal with a trespass, it's in lieu of an arrest anyway. So the person's under arrest, and you'll have the clerk come over. I want him trespass. I want him to come back anymore. So now you get their ID. Because they're under arrest. That's part of the arrest process. So now you get their ID, and then you add that to criminal trespass warning. So that's normal. It's it's less. It happens less that you have to just trespass somebody, and there's no other offense. Has that been your guys' experience?
It's usually something else with it, like they were shoplifting, or they were tagging and spray painting, or they were, there's other criminal mischief stuff with it. They were shooting people with paintball guns, shooting people with airsoft guns. They were committing armed robbery. I'm trying to think of all the things that they set explosives off in the parking lot. They created a riot at Burger King. I'm just trying to think of all like the big ones that we trespass people from.
Yeah. Stealing, shoplifting, all that. Like, that's normal.
There's always another thing with it. Like, you committed this crime on our property, and we don't like criminals on our property, so you're not allowed on here anymore.
Yeah. And Julie N said, she's like, I've seen so many videos asking, do you want them trespassed? And I will tell you 100%, I think that's wrong. If you guys have those videos, please send them on our Discord. I'll do a reaction video to those all day long. I'll call the cops out on that.
The only time I would, if they ask you, officer, what can we do to prevent this person to come back? Then you come out with the only thing is enforceable by law enforcement is a criminal trespass. And that's the totality. If they come and ask you, for knowledge on what they can do for the totality of everything that's going on, then you are you have to answer that, and it was very few and far between. But Houston and I dealt with that a lot up here in a rural area. If they asked you, then yes, you tell them, but we don't go and solicit. Hey man, do you want a criminal trespass? So we don't come back, and that's the practice that we gave. We don't give that to a person when we get there. They have to ask what their rights are on the property that they own on asking somebody to leave. So we've been to plenty of them to where they're like, I just want them out of here. Cool. Yeah. We'll make them leave. And they're gone. We'll make them leave. That doesn't mean, and then, tomorrow they can't come back. You know what I'm saying? And then it's the same call. You're coming back to it.
Yep.
What else can we do? And then they're asking you for what other laws under the state do we have to keep them out for whatever egregious action that, got them caught, us sent there to begin with. Yeah. So then you have to tell them just to be the right thing, but we don't sit there and hold out a card. Do you want to criminal trespass these people? And I know those videos are out there.
Yeah.
Most good agencies
and that's a good point. That is a good point. There are times when they're asking, well, what can I do? Well, then, I'm going to tell them like, well, an option is criminal trespassing or a trespass warning. And then they're like, what is that? And then I explain, this is what a trespass warning is. So that's different. That's a request that you're filling in the blanks because they were asking and they don't know, which that's totally different than when you show up on scene and you haven't even talked to anybody. You just see the clerk and you're like, you want this guy criminally trespassed? You want him trespassed? And you start doing that shit. I've seen those videos. Mr. Billfold being an asshole. Eric, I will send them again. Listen.
I don't know how many times me and Banning had to argue with a quote unquote superior officer too about certain things like that too.
Yeah.
And we would get into arguments in the office over said offenses, and basically we would just tell that alleged superior officer what an idiot he was, and we would walk away.
And I'm gonna capitalize on this because this happens in a lot of rural areas. We're in. We would get a phone call through dispatch stating so and so is on the property yesterday and they don't want them back. The complainant, business owner, wants to speak to you. So the norm prior to Houston and I arriving was law enforcement would say. They would come to, let's just say, a Mexican restaurant. Law enforcement arrive and say, Joe Schmo was here yesterday and he raised his voice several times to the cashier. So we've decided we want to put a criminal trespass on him. Go issue to it now. When was Joe Schmo here? Well, Joe Schmo was here. We understand it's 4:00 on Thursday, but he was here 4:00 on Wednesday. So go issue him the warning. And times past prior to our arrival, law enforcement would go to Joe Schmo's address, small town, everybody knows him, and they would issue a criminal trespass for an incident that occurred the day prior. And the judiciary, everything from county judicial all the way to district, would recognize that. And that is not how the law is written. And we've spoke about this several times on the show in criminal trespass. When the officer comes there and the officer is observing the warning to be issued and that person is still on the property, that's when the business owner, homeowner, whoever's asking for the trespass, when it can be issued. 9 times out of 10, the arrest is not occurring that day, but as if they violate that after the fact of homeowner, business owner gives the warning, officer concludes. In some counties, it's a signed thing. Y'all both sign on it. Everybody's got a copy. Dispatch gets a copy. So when in 3 months, if the person violates it again and you run the person, by the way, there's a criminal trespass on this person at the property you're at, verified it's there, then they can enact that. But up here, it was done very, I'm going to call it 60s, 70s style, before the laws were changed a little differently to better suit. And unfortunately, that's how it was working up here. Houston, do you have anything to add on that?
No, everything that you're saying is absolutely correct. I don't know how many times I've actually told people, well, your guy's not here. Your problem is solved. He's not there. I'm not gonna go chase somebody down to just go give them a simple little piece of paper. When chances are, especially in the small towns, by next week they're going to be making up anyway, and That way they got a new rumor on Susie Q down the road. Then they got somebody else to talk shit on. Whatever. No, you're correct, Benny.
Yep. Yeah. Let's get to a video. We have not gotten to a video yet tonight. So we got to our videos, but let's get to the body cam review part. So if you've never done the body cam review, this is what we do. We watch videos that we have never seen. If anybody on the panel has seen them, they're going to own up to it and say, I've seen this one, so I'm not going to make any judgments on this. And when I say judgments, we pretend that we're the officer in the body cam, so you can kind of see how the call gets broken down as we go. It's kind of a unique view on policing, and you get to see how a guy that was a cop in Hawaii, or a guy that was a cop in Colorado, or a guy that was a cop in North Texas, or a guy that was a cop in other states and stuff like that. Me, been a cop in Michigan and Texas. So we all have these different trainings, but we all kind of have similar ways that we would handle things. Some of us are very different in the way we'd handle things, and you guys get to see that and talk about that. So it's kind of fun. It's a different thing. So tonight, everything that we're going to be watching is off of Police Activity on YouTube. So shout out to Police Activity. They are up to 6.66 million subscribers.
Bad number.
That's a bad number. That's the devil. The devil. All right.
You want to know what's crazy? In China, 666s is a good thing.
Really? That makes sense.
Yep.
Communist.
Exactly.
Yep.
Damn commies. But yeah, shout out to them. I want you guys to see their page. I want you to follow, like, subscribe them, and I want to give them all credit where credit is due. Yeah, these guys right here. All right, let's go over to the first video. Share this tab instead. There we go. Let's make big size this tab.
I watched this earlier.
Oh, I clicked on the wrong spot. There we go. Okay, so you've seen this one. Okay, so he's going to bow out of this one. I'm going to start this. Okay, so
I'll mute myself while I laugh hysterically.
Okay, let's go. It's only 1 minute and 33 seconds, so it's very short. We've got. So you heard that. You think he initiated the stop. You see the red and blues. He's taking off. Okay, so I'm not a big fan of chasing motorcycles, but given the road conditions, I'm going to maybe follow him for a little bit and see what he does. He's already taken off at a high speed, so I'm probably not going to chase this guy that far. I'm probably going to get up to about this curve, and I'm gonna call it, or up to that car, and I'm going to call it. That's me. Anybody different?
Would you call this fleeing and eluding compared to the other video? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Clarity.
Maybe if he puts his hazards on now, he's fine because he's just trying to go to his mom's apartment.
I just hope it's not in a certain county that may get hit-ended or.
Oh, you were thinking the exact same shit I was. Ooh. Oh my God.
All right.
Bam.
Settle
That's
down,
funny.
you sons of bitches. Let's go.
Yeah, 13. Looks like he's trying to take off, but his bike just died at an armed highway near for a second.
No, he's right. I don't hear it.
Do any of you guys
They
ride?
just died on my intersection.
I don't, but
I do.
No.
So, Banny will understand with motorcycles, because we had a problem with motorcycles running from us in Hawaii. With motorcycles specifically, they're in a helmet. So now they have a helmet on their heads, and we're past 2003. So everybody's got more than an iPod or something and AirPods in their ears. So you got a helmet and then AirPods and all that other stuff. So with motorcycles, especially with motorcycles, when I would hit my lights, I would definitely give them quite a bit of siren, but I'd give them a little bit more leeway before I was like, okay, this one's for sure running, because there's things that they're indicating that they're doing. They're trying to get through the gears real fast. Like you can see if they look and they see you, but if sometimes they may not see you or it just doesn't look like they see you, that may be the case. They legitimately don't see you or don't hear you.
Yeah.
Not giving them an out. Just,
yeah, no. You're right. But now here's the question. Is it no longer fleeing because he's stopping? Even though he stopped way sooner than the other car that didn't stop and got to an apartment complex. Oh, he's got a gas can on him. Look at your boy. All right. I'm gonna give your boy credit for effort. He tried to run his bike away. He tried to run his bike away. Oh my god. I wish you guys could see what I see on Discord right now. I'm gonna take a little clip. I just want to know that little Timmy. I see Timmy. Timmy's sleeping. He's asleep, you guys. I'm saving this picture and it's definitely going on our social media page. Tim is out. I love it. So anyway, this guy tried to run his bike. So yeah, you're getting tackled, bro. I mean, you are actively showing me you're trying to get away, even though the jig's up.
Yep.
Anybody else got anything different?
Nope.
Let's see what his tackling form looks like.
Wade, comment of the night. He's looking for a safe spot to pull over. Right. Oh my gosh. My boy is hey, he's trying. Yep. Pull him down. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Hey, give the officer credit. He's not just beating the shit out of this guy. You got to be very odd to see for anybody driving by. The boy's in the middle of the road. That's it. Now I see why you laughed, Deadleg. Lovely. Let me go over to the comments here. Let's see what people are saying on this one. That was fucking entertaining. Why did the cop have to hurt?
That's right.
Why did the cop have to hurt the poor bike? It didn't do anything to run from the cops. It was being held hostage.
Justice for Suzuki.
What's that?
Justice for Suzuki.
Why tackle him and damage the property? Yeah, because you ran from me. I don't give a shit about the property. Getting you under arrest quick, fast, in a hurry, because when we hesitate, people get hurt. Everything amplifies when you hesitate and you don't handle business up front. Marine Blood said, I believe there are some states where it's illegal to have both ears plugged in while operating a vehicle. I would think that would be a thing. I don't think you should be riding around on a motorcycle and listening to music. I don't know. It seems awfully dangerous. I don't know. What are you laughing about banning?
I'd see a comment from Centurion Tactical. It's just making me giggle a little bit.
Centurion's always funny. He says, how is banning going to be on lives now? AOL.
The chat is on fire tonight.
The funny thing is I saw that earlier come through on a reel that AOL dial-up literally just got canceled this week, and they were one of the first platforms for
they were the first.
Internet. Yeah,
more than one of them. They were the first. Yeah. I remember getting disc from McDonald's for a minute to be online. That's when the struggle was real, y'all. When the struggle was real, you'd be walking around. You got any of those minutes? You got any of those internet minutes? I'm running low.
Mom, get off the phone. I'm downloading.
Yeah. Damn it, Mom. I was almost done with my Bone Thugs and Harmony CD. Fucked it up. All right, let's go to the next video here. Share screen. There we go. Share. All right, let me go back just a little bit. I started playing this one. Oh, this is 11 minutes. Let me go to another video first. I don't want to try to stay 5 minutes or under.
That's what she said.
Right? Exactly. Let's go to this one. All right, let's Biggie size. Oh, Biggie size. There we go. And play. Viewer discretion advised.
Why does every LAPD shooting have a RV parked on the side of the road?
Right. So whoever that kid was on the bike was who they're looking for? Oh, maybe that's not a kid. He looks like a grown man.
Come off the bike? Can I help you? I'm on my way to work right here at the recycling center. Can I help you? That's because it looks like you have a gun inside your pocket. Yeah. Oh, no. You need a bike cover. You need brakes on the bike also. Is that all? Yeah.
Okay. If I'm telling this person it looks like they have a gun in their pocket and that's what I'm concerned of, I'm not going to let said person start digging around in their pockets. I'm curious why we're making contact with this guy. I feel like the The 911 audio was supposed to tell us. Did we hear anything?
Oh, no, there was none.
There was none, was there?
That the other case is the 911 audio.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. Okay, well, let's keep going. Yeah, I'm not. For me, the minute I start pointing out a gun, you start digging in that same area, I'm grabbing your wrists. Anybody different? I'm gonna do a pat down and figure out what the fuck that is. If I think it's I mean, I just articulated I think it's a gun, so I'm gonna do a pat down. But it all depends on why I'm making contact. I gotta have a lawful reason to go make contact with this guy. I'm not just stopping rando dude going down the road and be like, "Is that a gun in your pocket?" So let's see.
Just hop off really quick, man. We'll get you out of here. Bye. Bro, I've been riding at this shit all night.
You need brakes, bro. Just
all
hop out
night.
really quick. We'll get you out of here.
Look, I'm going right there. You guys can come with me?
Step off the bike, please.
Yes, sir.
And then face away. Put
Yes,
your
sir.
hands back.
And he going. Oh, he was digging too. Damn, that was like point blank. All right, well, I don't really need to tell you what I would do from here. I think all you guys would agree. Like,
100%.
Find a safe place to stop.
Yeah, but all of a sudden, yeah, find a safe place. Sir, you need to pull over up here. You didn't have your hazards on. So
You can't have the shootout in the street.
Yeah, so this guy is definitely going to shoot back.
Shit. Fuck. Shit. He's shooting at us. Shots fired off. Needs help.
Hey, you need it.
On 39 place in West.
Hey,
Can I just say it's 2025? Why do we not have lapels or some sort of wireless mic or something? You guys should not be pulling your radios out to use them.
It's a West Coast old school thing.
Oh my God.
They did it in Hawaii all the time too. And I try to break the guys out there of that. It's
Such
stupid.
a bad habit. You just tied your hands up for stupid, dumb. All right, let's keep going.
you need a bike plan. You need brakes on the bike also. Shadow? Yeah, just hop off really quick, man. We'll get you out of here. But bro, I've been riding at this shit all night.
You need brakes, bro. Just
All
hop out really
night.
quick. We'll get you out of here.
Look, I'm going right there.
Step
You guys
off
can
the
come
bike,
with me?
please. Step off the bike, please.
Yes, sir.
And then face away. Put
Yes,
your
sir.
hands back. Let me talk to you. I got it.
Should have saw that coming, bro. Like,
just a half step to the right.
yeah, how did you not see that? Did anybody else see that coming? I mean,
it was obvious, and Marine Blood asked why no lapel mics, and all that means is the officers are wearing a radio on their belt and with a microphone and a speaker that come up, and they can either put in an earpiece or whatnot.
Yeah.
And LAPD typically does not use a lapel. It's that is, I believe, furnished by the officer and only allowed in certain districts of the city. I could be wrong.
yeah, so that's fucking crazy to me. Anyway, I saw the signs that he was going to take off. You could see just the way he edged and moved and didn't want to be stopped, and they questioned him about the gun, all of that. So I'm not sure why.
Oh, shit. Shots fired. Shots fired. Officer needs help. Shots fired. Officer needs help. Suspect's running southbound. He's shooting at us.
See how it's difficult to return fire when you have a radio in your hand? It's
Motherfucker. Why? Why do you cops get so fixated on calling for help when you need to help yourself? Your partner got shot at point blank. I don't know if he got hit. It looked like he got hit. Point blank, and your instinct was not to shoot rounds back at the guy shooting at both of you. It was to get on the radio and ask for other people to come there and help you.
Yeah. And more likely, this was a pretextual. I'm thinking they had more information on this.
Yeah, it does seem like they didn't just come up upon this guy. There's something was called in, but we don't know that. We're speculating. We'll find out. Hopefully, in the details afterwards when we get done, we'll read those. But yeah, that is yeah, I don't know. Wade Lucero said in LA, baggy shirt or hoodie, they got a Glock or a Draco. Oh shit. Yeah, Marine Blood, get off the radio. Thank you. Thank you. Officers, start training yourself. Do not handle business. Handle business. I'm not saying do not handle business. I'm saying do not get on the radio. Handle business. Jeez, let me ask you a question here. Gas. When you got shot in the face, was your first reaction to get on the radio and say, "I need help"? People get here.
I'm thinking that's a no. My first thought was, shit, what just happened? And then the next thing I heard, nobody else was getting on the radio. They were laying down cover fire.
Yeah, nobody was on the radio. They were handling business. Centurion bringing it back. Colors. Then he's Pac-Man. Oh, that's a great movie. Nah, son, let's walk down there. Fuck them all. I like it. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, wait. Let me share the big screen there. Okay.
Are they still rocking the crowd, Vic?
Oh, bro, they have. Yeah, they've got.
There's a lot of people out there, man.
I've got one way to work right
They
here.
got a
Recycling
army.
center. Can I help you real quick?
I'd be jealous.
Oh, no.
Man,
You need a bike cover. You need brakes on the bike also. Serio? Yeah. Just hop off really quick, man. We'll get you out of here. But I've been riding like this shit all night.
You need brakes, bro. Just
All
hop off really
night.
quick. We'll get you out of here.
Look, I'm going right there. You guys can come with me?
Step off the bike, please.
Yes, sir.
And then face away. Put
Yes,
your
sir.
hands over back.
holy shit. That's great.
Fuck! Shit! He's shooting at us! Shots fired off, needs help.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there was definitely more to it. Did you guys see that there was a patrol car that went flying by?
Yep.
Yeah, they were immediately right there.
They were looking for this dude. Yeah, they
And
were definitely looking for this guy.
What nobody really even seems to understand is how quickly this stuff happens. Blink of an eye, man, that guy had a gun in his hand, and now we've got a completely different situation there. Now we've got an active murderer on our hands, and not just your normal everyday suspect that you're looking to question about something.
Yeah. Nope, you're right. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, this was a car I saw zooming by. There you go. Oh, he's through the gun. Yep, he's through the gun and just popped and picked it up.
Oh, good tackle.
That's a third patrol unit there instantly, too.
Yeah. Get out of him. They hit him. I'm good hands off from underneath him. Understandable because they don't know if he's still armed or not. Dude, that was a fucking pro tackle, though.
I'm gonna fucking shoot you! I'm gonna fucking shoot you, dude! Male Hispanic running southbound. Hey, right here. I'm gonna fucking shoot you, dude!
Boom. Now go Frazier. Oh, his body cam fell off. They're communicating. Between the shoulder, not on the back of the neck, which people would freak out about.
Get your hands
All right.
I have a question for the people that are arguing in the chats about the reason for the stop. Did he not just pull a gun and try to shoot two police officers? I'm going to go ahead and guess that they had some reason. Yeah. It's probably not just a random stop.
Google pretextual. There's going to be other stuff that we're not aware of in this video.
Yeah.
And they used a simple probable cause for the stop, whether it be a bike law, a pedestrian law, or sidewalk law to stop an interview, period. And I'll argue till the sun comes up tomorrow morning on it.
Yep. Okay. So, I mean, they came up and instantly asked him about the gun. So that's the question. So let's see here. I am reading let me share the screen. You guys can actually see it. Share screen. Boom. Oh, maybe you can't read that. Maybe you can.
Too old for that shit, man.
Yeah,
I know read good.
Yeah, I know read good. So it's a Southwest area uniformed gang enforcement detail. So it's gang officers conducting patrol in Western Avenue corridor near Martin Luther King Park. Officers observed the suspect, later identified as 26-year-old Ernesto, I'm not going to pronounce his last name, riding a bicycle north on the sidewalk. The officers believe whatever had possessed a handgun and initiated a pedestrian stop. Okay, I don't like that. I don't
What?
like
Read that one more time.
Unless you know he's a gang member, that's a different thing. But they said officers believe that Sepulveda possessed a handgun and initiated a pedestrian stop on the 3900 block of Southwestern Avenue.
So this is what I want to know in the actual narrative of the officer. Did they have a further evidence of that? Because I have a problem with it too.
Yeah, I don't like stopping somebody just because you see that they have a gun.
I agree with you in that, but in the People's Republic of California, the laws are so much different there. And believe me, I don't agree with California laws, but based on everything that they're doing in California right now, for the way their laws are written, that could be probable cause. I'm not well versed on California law. Okay.
Yeah, I get that. Now, if it's somebody known to you, you know that they're a gang member. Gang members are not allowed to have guns.
Correct.
I understand that, but we don't have that. So that's not what it says here. So anyway, this isn't the report that we're reading, so we're not sure. There may be more to it, but based on what this says, just stopping them because you see a gun, no, I need more. That's not enough for me.
100%.
Yeah. And again, that's the difference in the states that you live in. This is not going to fly in Texas.
And I would assume when what's the name of the YouTube people that were getting this from, Police Activity?
Yeah.
When they do a FOIA, Freedom of Information request, and then they ask for the details, they're getting what's called public details, so people understand. Okay, and a lot of that stuff is redacted, and then opinion based can be placed in there. What I want to see in reference to a law enforcement officer is the actual the narratives and supplements that go along with this report, because there's some things I believe, only because of my experience in this, that we're not seeing, that's not available to the public yet. And I would assume it's because it hasn't gone to trial. And again, I'm reaching at straws here, but based on the cases that I've personally worked, I'm hoping in reference to law enforcement that there's something here in the investigative task at hand that we're not seeing.
Yeah. And the question was asked, somebody said, why are gang members prohibited? In the state of Texas, if you're a documented gang member, meaning you claim a set, you claim being in a gang, no, you're not allowed to carry a handgun. That's where all your violence comes from. And it's not allowed. Like, you can't have a gun. That's what it is. They've already been arrested for being a gang member and committing violence. So they have a violent past and all of that. So no, they're no longer allowed to have a gun.
I was doing some Googling to see if I could find more about it. And even in the statement from the district attorney's office, he was charged with 2 counts of attempted murder of a police officer after the stop. And the stop was he was riding a bicycle on July 5th. This is from the statement. 2 officers attempted to question the defendant who was riding a bicycle with what appeared to be a gun in his pocket. Within a few seconds, Sepulveda pulled the gun out and fired at the officer, striking one of them in the leg. The gun also was a ghost gun. It had no serial number on it as well.
Oh, so okay. But they would have never known that if they didn't make the stop to begin with, which I didn't agree with the stop.
And if the DA is making that comment, and I know California has got some weird, even more strict laws than Texas does in reference to bicycles being driven in a public place. I mean, you've got to have, it doesn't matter if it's 3:00 in the afternoon, the sun is directly up above us. You shall, according to their laws, have that headlight and tail light on there to be activated once the sun goes down, which gives officers probable cause to initiate a stop. So if you're going to be going out there doing criminal things, you've got to have a bike that meets the standards in the state of California for the state laws for that. And if they can stop you for that based on the penal code or the traffic code in the state of California, then they can stop you for it. Go after the legislators, don't go after peace officers.
Yeah.
On that part of it.
Yeah. And then somebody asked, can you be a gang member without being arrested or being convicted of violence? I don't think so. I think they go hand in hand. I don't think you can just get documented. It seems like a round. I don't know enough about that, to be honest. I've never been a gang guy. I've never been a gang officer. I just loosely understand what it is that they do. And from my understanding, they can only, I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. I'm not sure. I think they document them once they've been arrested. I think that's how it works of a violent crime.
So somebody said it was a loaded question. I just had to giggle.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no. And somebody had mentioned in the comments that that's unconstitutional. No, I don't agree. Your constitutional rights are protected as long as you're being lawful.
Yes.
Those constitutional rights disappear the moment that you are infringing on somebody else's rights of pursuit of happiness and life and liberty. Correct.
And we're talking about your movement being stopped. Your movement being stopped for illegal contact is what we are stating.
Yeah.
So you have to look at state law in a specific state of where the video is, period. If they have followed that, meaning the peace officers, if there is a state law justification in reference to the vehicle code, which a bicycle is a vehicle, and I don't give a shit about people saying they're traveling here, they're traveling there. All those laws are in effect, and there's a reason for it. If you don't like the laws, go after the legislators.
Or go to a different state.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Yes.
I hate the laws in California. I ain't never going over there. I love the laws in Texas. There are some I disagree with. Like I should be able to paint my chicken any color I want. But you can't in Texas. You can't paint your chicken unnatural colors.
Throw I think that's his first pirate truck. Throw that comment up. That's an important comment.
Cool, do cops typically know things like fruit of the poisonous tree and not to initiate stops that will just have the evidence suppressed? Yeah, they should.
100%.
And that's what we're getting at with this stop. I don't see in the state of Texas that's not a reason to stop somebody. You can't just say that guy's got a gun. I'm going to go pull him over and make sure that that's a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Texas is a constitutional carry state, whereas I don't think California even knows what the Constitution is.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, that's what that is. All right, let me go to the next video. There we at. Here we go. Share screen. All right, biggie size. All right. Oh wait, that was the video we just watched. I'm an idiot. I think. Yeah, put face. Did we watch? Oh yeah, we did watch that one. Sorry guys, stand by. Share this tab instead. There we go. Biggie size and go.
Put your hands. Hey, he's going up on the curb.
Oh, okay. Okay, so in this one, yeah, I'm gonna get back in my damn car.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna be out there and get run over.
Nope.
I'm not sure why we're here, but we've already got offenses on scene. He's driving up on the sidewalk recklessly, crazy. And the video just started out hot, so like that's another weird thing to me. So let's see how this goes.
Yo, what's up? Say signal 5.
He's not fleeing. He's just parking.
Looking for a safe spot.
Yeah, he's not fleeing. He's just parking. It muted itself, by the way. I didn't mute that.
They're probably giving no address. Oh, there's a car.
He's gonna hit us. Already? Watch out. Oh, he just hit her prison. Come on. I got my gun up.
All right.
You good, go. He's gonna bail. Wait.
stay in your car. If you think they're going to bail, your car keeps going. You don't need to get out yet, guys. That's a rookie move. I'm going to stay in my car until I can't stay in my car.
Oh, I chase them on foot in the car until you can't do it no more.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm going to chase you while you're running on foot. My car I'm not wasting any energy until I have to. So, all right.
Yeah, but see, that's just wisdom.
Yeah. So in this one, I'm staying in the car. And I'm going that one officer that said that he's been out there a year. Listen to what we're saying. We're going to save you energy, time, and you're going to be able to arrest people a lot better.
Where the shoe? Where's the? I got it.
See, and this is why you stay in your car. You could have saved time. Like this, now you had to get back in the vehicle. You had to put it back into drive. Like,
he backed into our cruiser again. He stopped over here. He's like, us.
He's so worked up. This officer is worked up. I can hear it in his voice. He is again. He is again. Yeah. Right, bro. He's going 2 miles an hour.
It's 3:40 in the morning too.
Yeah.
I don't think you expect this at 3:40 in the morning.
You okay?
Yep.
How many times are we going to keep doing this? How many times are we going to try to get out of the car when they're still in their vehicle?
It's time to disable the vehicle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter about policies and procedures. He's already utilizing his vehicle as a battering ram.
Yep.
It's time to take it out and articulate it very well in the report. Do it with as least injuries as you can and take the vehicle out.
Yep. Agreed.
Okay, that was a good move.
Get out of fucking car! Hands!
Okay, so we see hands. It looks like he's the only one in there. So now we're gonna try to get this dude out. It's very unnerving when they're facing you like this.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, it's very weird because this is not typically how a stop goes. So being able to see him though does put me more at ease because I can see his hand. So if the hand starts to go down, now I know that there's something fuckery is about to happen. One person talk. It muted itself again.
You move, you will get ended.
That's a weird threat.
It is a little different.
Pretty
much.
All right, that's weird.
I got him. Yeah, my right shoulder's kind of injured. Get the fuck out of the car! Get out of the car! Put on your back. I got legs.
Good communication.
I got legs. Fucking arm out.
All right, boys, relax. You just ripped him out of the car. I understand that. But then you put 3 full-grown men on top of him and expect him to get his arm out from underneath him.
Take a breath. He gave up at the end.
Yeah.
He gave up.
Fellas.
Get him out, handcuff him.
This is where having a little bit of grappling training goes a long way. So somebody can say, hey, boys, relax. All of our body weight's on him. We got to let him get his arm out.
Hold on.
And that was it. Okay.
You can't park there?
Can't park there.
Too early for that?
Yeah. So that I don't know. Anybody got a problem with that one? I didn't have a big problem. I mean, I obviously can tell there was some grappling issues at the end. I say grappling, control tactics issues. They weren't as confident in their control tactics. But I understand why they ripped him out of the car. I was okay with that. I think they were worked up, and that could be from inexperience. I'm not going to get on them for that. I can't expect everybody to have what we got across the panel here. We've all been doing it, almost 20 years plus. So, we're not out there running and gunning anymore. So I won't get on them for that. But no, everybody in the comments seems to. Country Girl said, "Is their goal to end people rather than to stop them?" No. Sometimes we escalate our threats, though, so we don't have to use force. And this is something that people get convoluted. Like, I'm not saying you're doing this, Country Girl, intentionally, but if I tell you, don't move or I'll end you, and you don't move, well, that bluff worked. Awesome. Now I don't have to use force. But if you do and you start reaching down for something, I told you what would happen. I gave you the most cryptic way I could tell you to prevent you from doing anything stupid. The threat isn't there because they want to end somebody. It's there so they don't do anything. It's a last ditch effort to prevent them from doing anything. I've told people, don't move. Stop fucking moving. If you move, I will fucking shoot you. Because what was homeboy doing? He digging down into his pants. And as soon as I said, don't move or I'll fucking shoot you, he instantly went back up to this.
And just so the people are watching, the last thing that these law enforcement officers want to do is discharge a round. The last thing they want to do is end a life. The last thing they want to do is have their life ended to be able to not go home to their family. So they're running all these scenarios through their head much faster than you're watching this video, and it's going to be comprised on them in 2 years once this thing finally goes to court. Period.
And he tried to ram him with a 2,000-pound vehicle multiple times. You even heard the guy, my shoulder's jacked up. So,
hey, there's a good question on there. Are warning shots authorized?
Absolutely. No. Seeing what people in.
That's how you know Brandar is military.
Yeah, back in 1985, they were allowed, and also back in 1983, you were allowed to shoot what you considered to be a fleeing felon in the back.
Yeah.
Am I wrong or am I right?
You're correct.
You could, but that's not necessarily right. Yeah, but and Mike brings up a good point. Yeah, this is an outlier, but yeah, I'll agree with you on this one, Mike. Not according to Philip Brailsford or Sandra. I don't know the Philip Brailsford one, but I do know the Sandra Massey one. That's the boiling water, and yeah, I think we agree with that one. That was a bullshit shoot. Should have never happened. So let's go to our last video here. Share screen. There it is. And this one is titled what? Armed Intruder. Share. There we go. Biggie size. Bow. Anybody recognize that? All right, and play.
All right, Sarge, I'm gonna go back up with RJ. Hey, Sarge, she said she's seen him multiple times walking around out here. So he does probably live here.
Like we're in Houston?
Yeah.
Suspicious person, probably. Gloves always means a good time.
I put gloves on every call. Yep. Just don't like touching people. And if I have to touch somebody,
1313,
I
can
want
we
to do it
get
bare
a
hands.
location? One female conscious and breathing. Says she was hit in the face.
Sounds like a domestic. So it sounds like a domestic. He was talking about, this guy's been known to walk around here. So as I'm approaching, I'm just going to keep my head on a swivel, make sure that this guy doesn't come around. But really the way that these calls end up going is it's just the caller is up in the apartment and you go and you check on him medically. Anybody else have a different?
It sounds like he knows at least maybe the female victim, or maybe knows this apartment has been there before. Like he's relaying information of like, hey, it tells me that this isn't the first time they've pulled up.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like they got experience here.
Yep.
I hear somebody yelling, so I would be going to check on that.
I need units back here. I think I got eyes on the suspect.
Where? Is it the guy in the street?
Back at the original location. Hey! Come here! Come here! Police department! Police department! Let me see your fucking ass!
Try to get that info out there, brother. All right. If I'm in a chase, I'm gonna try to get some information out. It's a downtime. I can't touch him. I can't handle business, as I like to say. So I'm going to be saying something over the radio. Anybody got anything different?
So you're handling it by running.
Yeah, I'm running towards him, but
now let people know what you're doing, so you can get some other people.
Yeah, and it looked like
communication is key in this situation.
Yeah, because now you're on an island by yourself, and nobody knows where the hell you're at if you get into contact with this guy. So, like you said, there seems to be a history here. So he seemed to recognize the guy. So there's some sort of visual recognition, and this guy ran from him. So.
I got taser. Lift your hands, you're gonna get tased. He has a gun. He has a gun. Let me see your fucking hand.
All right, things change.
Yep.
He got the taser out. He had a partner with him. We didn't know that, so that does help. Maybe that's why he wasn't calling things out. He went to go taser for the guy running. Okay, I don't disagree with that. It looks like he was getting outran, so you need something to catch up with him. And it sounds like it was a violent offense. It was a possible domestic is what it sounded like because she was injured. And now we've seen a gun, called out a gun. I love that. I love the fact that this officer seen it and he called it out immediately. That communication helps because we're watching on body cam. We're the witnesses, right? We're potential jurors. Now we know exactly when this officer saw this gun. No shots have been fired yet. By either side that I've heard. So
he has a gun. Suspect has a gun.
Careful, boys. He ain't done yet.
Slowly breathing.
I understand dude had a gun, potentially turned, they fired, but we're like, let's get on him now. Is that just me?
No, it's not you. You've got to get on it, control the situation. We don't know what his state is after that. You've got to get on it. He still has a gun, right?
Still got a gun. Let's get that. Yeah, get him under control.
I've seen this one, and without giving too much away, they blur things out that you, I, or anybody else, if we seen exactly what these officers are seeing in the same exact view, you would know that there's definitely no need to render any care. I don't know if they've said it yet and we just missed it, but one of the officers does state it because somebody comes up and talks about wanting to render care or secure the suspect, but somebody says something about where one of the rounds hit, and it's very obvious that there's no need.
The Brook Street south. You good?
Yeah.
Eric, are you okay? Yeah. Good, George. Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, Sarge, you going to work?
The other call that I was on is up there. I heard you guys. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. Right when y'all ran to the corner, I heard y'all say he has a gun, and then I saw it in his hands.
At the master gunnery sergeant of the fucking police department?
Yeah.
What is with that rank?
I'm not here to downgrade the rankings of people, but come on.
That's ridiculous. He's a first sergeant, sergeant gunnery.
He's an E14.
Yeah.
One of the things that we were talking about getting on the radio, he even said, I heard you guys were running and then heard you guys yelling gun coming around the corner. One of the things about this that you might want to get on the radio that you're actually chasing someone, you might have a blue on blue situation.
Yeah.
Just think you turn that corner and it's dark, you're running, you got a gun in your hand. They don't know that you're running. They know that they're supposed to be looking for someone. Supposedly
I can see another unit there up the street. So.
Yep. So, all right. Let's
shooter?
Yeah.
All weapons recovered.
Huh?
All weapons recovered.
He came up to me and asked me who I was.
Let me get your camera.
I couldn't tell what he had in his hand.
Yeah. Hey, whose taser is this?
Think of that must be
I'm not running.
supervisor.
Westbound on Eastbound Belleville. Take to the gas station.
Somebody was on the radio.
Southeast.
What is that? Southeast.
They probably
Radio
have
districts
a,
on the radio.
Send me a message. Stay out there. There's Jessica.
Well, they're running right at him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Channel closed.
Big Sarge knows.
Show me your hands now! Now! Show me your hands! Show me your hands now!
Oh! Clear shot fired. Clear shot. Just have it to the head. Shots fired.
Yes,
5 shots fired.
Did anybody see something?
Here's how you can articulate it. He sees the gun. The suspect's not complying with his instructions. The 2 police officers are running behind him. I can believe that would be the suspect.
I get that. I understand that, but I did not see anything in his hands at the moment.
I didn't either.
I'm gonna go back. I would like to see that again.
Show me your hands now! Now! Show me your hands! Show.
Okay, he's pulling his pants up or digging in his pants.
Look at his right hand. I'm trying to be as.
It's kind of
the right hand's behind him. So the right hand, if you can see my mouse, would be over here. It's behind him. It's not visible. Okay.
Show me your hands.
Okay. Bladed stance. He's stopping.
Now.
Do you see anything?
No, not yet.
And I didn't see anything in his hands, guys. And he was slowing down.
Go back and now again, this is the freedom that we have.
Yeah, we get to rewind and do all this. I understand that.
Go back and then play it at like 0.5 or 0.25 speed, so we can get as many frames as possible.
Hold on a second. I got to remember how to do that.
Just one below. There you go.
Oh, sleep time, playback speed. There we go. 0.5. Is that too slow?
We'll try it.
We'll see.
The audio will sound weird.
Okay, let me go.
But we're looking for the frames to try to potentially see what this Big Sarge seen.
All right, let's go.
Now! Now! Show me your hands! Show me your hands now!
Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay.
I didn't see anything.
I saw him, at least what appeared to me, there was a shiny object in his hand. The way he came around.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible, because here's why I say it could be possible, because when they get there, they say the gun's right there, like they can see it or something like that.
And we all know as law enforcement from what's being played back on the video versus what your naked eye is seeing.
Yeah,
it's a big difference, and especially in reference to an object that's going to have shine. It's your eyes are going to pick up a lot more on that than what the video is picking up on a body camera.
Yep. One of the guy I was telling you guys about earlier that I threatened to shoot. He had a pair of glasses that he had sharpened down into like a shank, but when I saw it in his hand, I thought he had a gun. I didn't know what the fuck it was. Now, luckily, he chucked it and ran. But
and answer to one of the some of these questions coming up. What was the probable cause for the whole thing? Assault, bodily injury, family violence is the reason I believe that we're here to begin with. Yep. Assault, bodily injury, family violence. So we have every reason to stop and figure out what's going on based on a crime that was reported through 911 and the officers at the door.
Yeah, and the officer visually recognized the person. He said, "That's him." Yes. And he called it out and he went over to him. So I mean, that goes a long way. So let's
show me your hands. Show
Oh,
there's something there.
There it is. There's a squad.
That could be it.
That's exactly what I saw just a second ago on that last clip.
That could be it right there.
Yep.
That looks like a gun.
And he's got now when he's articulating this is a very, very straight line of sight, about 10 or 15 feet away from him.
Yeah.
Clear and unobstructed view. I've given him clear commands.
That could be it right there.
Yeah.
That's enough for me to at least give this. I mean, I wasn't almost up until right here, guys. I wasn't giving this guy anything, but that right there, that says a lot. That even looks like a gun even more.
Yep.
Yeah, that looks like a gun even more. That right there, again.
Yep.
Yeah, that looks like a gun in the hand. It doesn't look like a person that's trying to drop it either. It looks like a person that's trying to suicide by cop. It kind of
then you have to go back to the whole reasonable and prudent.
Yeah.
Those two lights behind him are as the people chasing him
Yeah,
too.
the cops coming. Yeah.
That also just called out. He's got a gun. He's got a gun. He's got a gun.
Yep.
Shots fired. Clear shot. Just have it to the head. Shots fired. 5 shots fired.
Hey, let's get units out of here. Another sergeant, 1307. I'm the one that shot.
The other guy following the gas station.
Yes!
And he's yelling out, hands, hands, hands. Okay.
Hold there, shots fired. One suspect, GSW to the head.
What's that?
He's communicating. He's letting them know.
Yeah, I want to see where this gun gets picked up from. It would help us understand more. Open one of these angles.
We are at Rook Street, just south of Belfort.
Let's clear off.
Version 01, I'm out here in the city too.
Alright, Sarge, give me that tape right here. I'll start taping them.
Hey, Los.
No one touch the gun.
Here, let's move him that way and start CPR on him. Let's get medical on him.
Hey, go get the bag.
There it is.
Yeah.
Right there.
And that right here.
Extra set of blood on. Please don't point that gun at me. Just leave it there.
There we go. That answers it. Yeah. Yep. That answers it. We saw it in the hand right there.
Yep.
That's crazy. Man. Goes to show you. But yeah, that is all we have for videos. I'm just looking at what people. Oh, actually. Oh shit, did I get rid of it? Let me give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull that video description up. Where is it at? Here it is. I'm going to read it real quick just so we know the details. Houston police responded to an assault call that occurred at an apartment complex on Belfort Street, learned that the suspect, armed with a weapon, forced entry into a female apartment and physically assaulted the victim. Officers located the suspect in the area, attempted to make contact with him. He fled on foot, attempted to evade. During the foot pursuit, suspect fell and grabbed what appeared to be a handgun from his waistband. That is not what we saw. He did not fall. He fell when he got shot. And was responding to Sergeant Terrell was responding to a separate call for service at a residence nearby when he observed the armed man running towards the officers chasing him. With officers chasing him. The sergeant gave the suspect verbal commands to stop, and he refused to comply. The armed suspect continued to approach the sergeant. Sergeant just charged his weapon, striking the suspect at least once. Houston Fire Department paramedics responded on the scene and pronounced the suspect deceased. No other officers were injured. Well, they didn't really give us a whole lot of information, did it? So that is weird that he was there on another call. So
it's a busy area.
Yeah. Oh shit. All right, let me close these guys out here. See what everybody's. Let's get even here. Give our even size windows. Our Brady Bunch windows.
Jinx.
Is that what you said?
Yep, I said Brady Bunch.
Nice.
Wait.
Aren't LEOs supposed to stop, not kill? I mean, yeah, they are, unless you pull a fucking gun out.
Aren't suspects supposed to stop when they're instructed to?
You're supposed to stop when you got a gun pointed at you. You're running from police. Yeah.
Stopping that movement.
You're not necessarily trying to kill, but you're sure as shit going to try to stop the threat that pulls a gun out at you.
He was looking for a safe spot.
And trust me, up until we slow-moed it, then went in and went farther, for the longest on this one, I didn't think he had a justification to shoot. I think we all kind of got there. And then we kept breaking it down and went a little bit more. And yeah. Mike, can we go back to talking about fleeing and eluding? No, we can't. We're done.
You know, at the end of the day, if our training is to stop the threat, and if stopping the threat means that
motor functions,
that the guy dies, well,
yeah, I'm not trying. I don't want him to die. I'm hoping the bullets don't, but it's what we have. We don't have phaser set to stun yet. I cannot wait for that to happen. I trust science will get there one day, so I can have my Star Trek weapon.
If we had a reason to, or a way to friggin' freeze, go remove weapon, said weapon, take into custody all day long.
Yeah,
all day friggin' long, man.
So Craig Holcomb asked, was he looking for a safe spot to lay down? We don't know. I can tell you this: if that's the case, why pull the gun out? Why have that gun? I'm telling you, for me, if I've got guns pointed at me, the first thing I'm going to do is try to make it very abundantly clear that I am giving up and I surrender. The universal sign of surrender is putting your hands up with nothing in them. That's not what I saw there. I think personally that it was suicide by cop.
I'll ask who day first, and then when they say police, then I'll start running.
He did ask that. Who day?
Who day?
Yep, he did.
That's when he identified himself, and then that's what the chase was.
Police, and then he did run. Once they told him he was police, he ran. Head seems a little ways away from that. Well, I know I don't know that he shot him in the head intentionally. Anybody that's got any sort of weapons training, that's a fucking hard thing to do. Just might have been he aimed center mass, and that's where it ended up.
Can we not put a little blame to the guy that allegedly hit a woman and ran for the cops?
Yeah.
Could some of this evening's
I know
actions.
that is a little disappointing stance that we don't see enough of from y'all in the community. Is like, when do you start putting some of this blame on the person that brought a gun, went into a house, assaulted a woman?
See, that's the problem with the world. There's a severe lack of accountability anywhere.
Yeah,
for any reason.
Get it. I want to have the police accountability. I do want to have that too.
100%.
But the accountability of everybody living within the borders of the United States as well.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yeah. So, now trust me, and when we're talking about headshots and stuff like that, like, I am not the greatest pistol shot in the world, but ever since I got a red dot, I got a lot better. But that still doesn't mean a moving target that I can't get shot confirmation on. And what I mean is, like, when we go shoot at a range, I can see when I hit the paper target. And looking at that is a bad habit to do, but you don't get that when you shoot a person. You can't see the bullets go in. You can't see that you hit them. So you just have to wait till their behavior stops. And this guy got him in the head.
Just real quick on this. If you would have listened to verbal direction on the beginning of this, gave up the gun, stopped, went into custody, he could have defended himself in a court of law based on the whole reason law enforcement was there to begin with. And it would not be a fatality. Soak that in for a second, whoever is dismaying what law enforcement unfortunately had to do on this. I guarantee you that sergeant, everybody involved in this, they're going to think about this for the rest of their friggin' lives, even though they had a I hate to use the word justified shooting. Now they have to think about this for the rest of their friggin' lives. That's the last thing they wanted to friggin' do.
Yeah. Craig, I 200% blame him for the gun and assault, but it's more fun to be part of the red team in the conversation. I get it. It is fun. I'm with you, brother. Hell yeah. I can't blame you on that one. Steve said, how would somebody surrender with a gun? And I agree. That can be difficult at times, but I tell you this, don't grab the gun. Like, just keep your hands up. Make them visible.
I see you. You're the police. I have a weapon on me. Here's my hands. My hands are up. My hands are up. My hands are up. My hands are up.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
And then listen to their instructions.
The way that guy was holding the gun, if he would have just dropped it right there, no problem. But instead, he decided to start raising that hand up. And that's where the threat was coming from. And that's whenever the sergeant shot. And he made the decision that the suspect is the one that made the decision that he was going to escalate things to where they did, because they were genuinely trying to get him to stop.
And so people understand this. Houston speaks very direct on this. And I'm not talking about the shotgun to the friggin' face that almost unalived Houston. Okay. I'm talking about a call that when I went off duty and I got down in my boxers and my undershirt and I was able to breathe, and Houston went on duty here in the county that we work. And then a few minutes later, I get a call that a gun was pointed at Houston and he's in a standoff with a person through our dispatch. So I went back on duty, went at over 136 miles an hour at 12:17 in the morning with no traffic, trying to get to Houston because he's by himself with a guy with a gun. And I didn't know all the details. When me as a supervisor looked at Houston's body camera, the guy presented a gun up and Houston decided to save that gentleman's life, duck out of cover and shatter his fucking knee. He wanted to verbally even give more warnings before taking somebody's life. And I know Houston didn't even want me to bring this up, but we do everything we can in law enforcement for a friggin' reason. And I have the video for that. Can we show that out there? No, we can't. But I've physically watched it as a supervisor on duty. Houston didn't want to friggin' unalive somebody for something that it's justified or whatever. He was able to take a different position, talk to the person. They both had a come to Jesus meeting, and we're able to leave it at that. And nobody friggin' died. Law enforcement does this day in and day out. The last thing a cop with a badge wants to do is take somebody's life. So that's the reason we have these people on this panel, is we've been there and we've done that. The last thing we want to do is that. So we just try to give you our opinions on this period.
Yeah. I really liked Brandar's comment. Where to go? There it is. He said maybe it was a SIG and he didn't want it to go off like that. Oh, for anybody that's kept up with the SIG 320, is that what it is in the military? The one that it's been going off on its own and the military stopped.
It's
on the Scariot.
Yeah, it's the M17 and M18 platform.
Yep. So yeah, get rid of that gun. Well, boys,
I'll be right back, guys.
We're right at 3 hours. I was about to end it. So
Hi, Banning. Good night.
Benny's not listening. He already checked out. He's going to get back and we're going to be off. But no, it was a good episode. Jerry said, yeah, P320. That's what it is. Yeah. Yep. The P320.
Or just Biggie size banning and let it stream all night.
Yeah. King Pomegranate. What did the woman do though? Such an asshole.
Questions that no one's asking.
You guys have been out of control tonight. I don't understand what's going on. Y'all have been too much. Anyway, Houston, you got any parting words, sir?
Hey, guys, let's let's start. You want police accountability, but let's start talking about what citizen accountability looks like too.
Yeah, I like it being even.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you 100%, Eric, that the police need to be held accountable for their actions, but at the same time, man, let's start teaching decency and respect, and let's start going back to complying with authority in the world. Then things will most assuredly get better.
Yeah, agreed. Anything there, Mr. Deadleg?
No, I have surgery tomorrow, and then next week I will be in Birmingham, Alabama at Police Fleet Expo.
Oh yeah,
I'm getting in. I'm gonna get in. I'm trying to get in Monday night, but I'll probably be there for sure Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We present Wednesday with Bearded 3D, and then Thursday we'll be on the floor, and we'll be at our booth. I believe it's On Point. It's one of the outfitters that has a booth there that will be there, but I'll be there on the floor all day.
Okay. Cool. Banning, any parting words, sir?
No, sir. I appreciate everybody that stuck around on this. I think this was a great show, man.
Yeah, agreed. I thought it was a fun one. We did have a guest lined up, and it fell through. So sorry about that, guys. And just how it goes sometimes. We're gonna try to have some guests, obviously next week and the week after. But we do have the guest list that we're trying to do on our Discord. So there's that. And again, shout out to our sponsors. First one, we'll go with Ghost Patch. Make sure you guys check out ghostpatch.com, and you can get things like our Flex Patch, like you see right there, the Flex Shield. You can get our metal badge. You can get our coin or our patch. And all you got to do is go to Ghost Patch and type in 2 Cops 1 Donut. And then what else do we have? We've got Peregrine, again, turning your shittiest detectives into Sherlock Holmes. That's from me. And that's obviously not for everybody. That's just for cops out there, or DAs or firefighters. They use it for all services for a city. And then who are we missing? Peregrine, Ghost, Retro Rifle. Retro Rifle shirts. Check out retrorifle.com. Please check out our Discord. Marine Blood is sharing that on the YouTube channel right now. And again, if you guys can't support us with your hard-earned cash, which we always appreciate when you can, really all we want you to do is just share, like, follow. Get us out there. It's free. Takes a couple seconds. It does help us. And if you like what we're doing, that's a way to show it. So,
and to Smoke Wagon, if you're watching, we're looking to speak with you.
Yeah, Smoke Wagon, you sons of bitches. My favorite bourbon ever, and I still get ignored by y'all. I don't know what I got to do. I don't know what I got to do. So, lots of cool things coming. New video camera angles. If you're on the Discord looking, thank you guys. We appreciate it. We're going to try to get more stuff. I want to get a video switcher and be able to do this on the fly. So be fun. And hopefully Banning one day gets a camera like a grown adult. So we'll have to get him going there. Dead leg. But other than that, boys, I got nothing. Everybody good?
Asking, are you hanging in the Discord after?
I am not. No, I am going to bed. I got to go night. Sorry.
I will be on Discord for probably about 20 minutes, but Houston and I got a long road trip tomorrow. So
yes.
Cool. I like it. You guys finally getting the surgery. Cool.
Absolutely.
We're all getting surgery tomorrow. Yes.
Right. All right, guys. Take it easy.